things today with my OBS, and I believe I can hear myself. Why can't I hear myself? Okay, hold on. I think that the live stream is unmuted. No? Hello? Huh. Why can I hear myself in my own headphones? What is going on? Alright, hold on real quick. I gotta mute that. I gotta mute that. I gotta mute the water. Okay, so I can hear myself. Is that the desktop audio? Hello? Hello? Check. Check. Hello? Check. What the Smurf? Okay, so... Oh, why? I don't know why I can hear myself. That is just... Okay, I'm gonna roll down the volume. What the heck? Eyes is like lighting up the smurfing chat. What the Smurf? Eyes, chill out. Mic is way too low. I've got it all the way up. Can you not hear me? Join the panel and save the show. When the volume on the music was loud, though, I can almost not hear you out. Yeah, but I turned the music down, right? All the music should be down. The only creepy thing is that I can hear myself in my... Shh. Why is this going into my... Okay, hold on. Okay. Shh. I'm telling myself to shush. Mic. I need to change it to... I think I fixed it. I fixed it! Haha, I'm so smart. Okay, here we go. Here's the link if anybody wants to join, save me. Somebody save me. What the hell? Alright. So in the meantime, until someone joins, I will... Okay, we got 93% on my video upload, so as soon as that video is done uploading, I will download it and then show it, and then how can I get rid of this? I don't want... I gotta drop this down somewhere. Maybe put it right here, I guess, maybe. Now I'm off. Okay. Crack a Smurf. Check, check, check. Okay, check. Okay, wait. World Without Curve says, I hear you. But I was told... Okay. I want someone to type in the chat what I say right now. What am I gonna say right now? What am I gonna say? How about that? What am I gonna say right now? What did I just say? Type it in the chat, please. I didn't say yep. I didn't say to tell me you hear me, Ron Hagberg. I said to type in the chat what I said. I guess that means okay, but now I'm gonna go back and do this now. Okay. See, this is okay. All right. I am going to I'm going to start doing the ABCs. Okay, you ready? Here come the ABCs. You tell me if I cut out. A, B, C, D, E, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? That's really weird because I don't remember shutting down. I don't remember shutting down any of my pictures that I had pulled up. I had all of these pictures pulled up to share on Ranty's show, and I got cuss wording smurfing rumpused by Flat Earth Data and Pete Shea. Those guys would not stop monologuing. Okay. I don't know why my voice is echoing in my head. Maybe I don't need. But then, if I don't know. Okay, so right now, yeah, do it backwards on one. Hello, hello, hello. I don't know. I don't know what. I took my earphones off because I was hearing myself back in my head. It's echoing for some reason, and I don't know why. So I guess my question is, am I coming through okay for you guys? Um, see, I can't. I don't know. So, well, whatever it was that I messed with today on my OBS, I've screwed something up. Hey, what's going on, Danielle? Except now I got to put my headphones on. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, check, check. I've just got this crazy echo. It will not go away.
Is it because of me?
No, no, it's started ever since I went on the show. I had tried to um, change some settings, and whatever I did is now somehow feeding back into my headset. So if I want to hear you, I have to wear this
Huh.
so that you don't feed back into my mic, right? So that's the whole reason why I've got headphones
Yeah.
on, right? So I mean, I understand at least a little bit. What's going on with you? Talk to me. Save me from myself because,
Oh, I don't know about that.
well, you know, I mean, I got a bottle of wine. I've got Finca El Origen. It is a reserve estate Malbec from 2017. Yeah, that's how I do when I'm
I got a bottle of wine.
bottle of wine. Yes, it's a very nice. Okay, so let me
This isn't
see.
bad.
What are you drinking? Is it white? Oh, it's a chick wine.
No, I need the sweet stuff.
Ooh, Moscato. Moscatos are good. I don't usually like white wines, and I actually enjoy a Moscato.
I like
So,
ice wine, but I guess there wasn't like the right conditions for it recently, so everybody's sold out of those. Like there has to be like a frost on the grapes and some kind of special fancy thing happens and then the wine is really sweet. Yeah, I just put my earbuds in. Are you sure? Do you have like a mic built into your webcam? Is it picking up the wrong microphone?
I wonder if it's picking up both microphones.
Hmm.
But see, I don't know why it would, because, let's see, turn off the camera. Turn off, turn. Hello, check, check, check. Yeah, it's really crazy, because that mic is like totally, I mean, trying to think of. But see, it doesn't usually let you do two mics. Like it wants you to
Right.
use one because you choose one and then it shuts down the other. And
Do you
okay,
have the
hold on,
desktop input thing, or what are you using? OBS?
hold on, real quick. Okay, so my microphone is my snowball. Okay, that's what I want. What was your
Me
question?
too.
What was your
Do you
question?
have too much audio enabled? Like, are you getting your microphone audio through like the desktop audio and through the Zoom thing?
Okay, so if I turn down, check, check, check. That did change a bit of the. I don't even know what. I'm not a
Now that I
singer.
have headphones on, you sound fine. But earlier, when you were playing the music, it was loud. But then I could hardly hear you talking at all. And you shut it off, and I could still hardly hear you talking, but everyone else could hear you. So I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not crazy. Don't forget to subscribe, Lady Lacey. She also has a fun show on YouTube. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna go through the show real quick. Let's see where I'm gonna start. Let's start with Jay Zima says I can hear you fine. Thanks for being here, Jay Smurf, Mr. X Smurf, Eyes to See Smurfer Girl. Marvey is out there. The Lady Lacey show. Heard you had a fun show, so I will have to check that out. Thanks for being here. Ron Hagberg's here. Brandon Toy's here. Yada yada yada. Everybody else, cynical skeptic. Addie's here. What's going on, Addie Smurf?
Hi, Addie
Welcome to the
Pie.
show, everybody. Addie Pie, hello. So I'm gonna put the link out there again for anybody to join. Se Montreal said he might be able to join the show. The
I'm here,
processing
Travis.
It's like
Se
the most booming
Montreal.
masculine
I
voice
know. Hey,
available. And
hey,
you
hey,
call
hey, hey.
Hey.
Listen, there are
Okay.
different levels of masculine. He just happens
He's
to
like
be a
above
baritone.
alpha.
He's got it like a baritone. What's going on, Essie?
Good, good. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Travis. How you guys doing?
Hey.
Doing good, doing good. All right, check, check. Yep, I'm still echoing a little bit. We'll figure it out. But I guess as long as no one else in the audience is hearing I'll be the only one that is annoyed by it. Travis is a bit low now. Whatever the Smurf. What the Smurf?
Turn your speakers up.
Turn my speakers up.
No, them.
Oh yeah, turn your speakers up. Yeah, I mean, my register is all the way up. It dances in the yellow and the red. Right there, it just went into the red. So I mean, I've got it up all the way. So whatever.
When I put earbuds on it, it improved it 100%.
All right, yeah. Make sure you hit those Fonzarellis, everybody. Still processing that shenanigans. Really, I don't know why my pictures that I had pulled up for my farce of a response on Ranty's show, which is not necessarily any fault of Ranty's. He was letting everybody talk and let talk, and they were talking. They were absolutely just talking. So if I think back to what I was going to show, I've got to go to my file where I have. Okay, so what I was going to do was just basically talk through some of my ideas in terms of,
Travis, before you continue, 2 seconds, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
You're coming in super clear now. Did you move your head or something?
Nope. Nope.
Okay, weird. Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay. I appreciate it because if there's
Well, yeah,
something.
there's people in the chat saying that they can hardly hear us now.
I mean, ever since you came on, Danielle, I haven't touched anything, so I'm not really sure why. Hardly hear Danielle now. Oh wait, do it. You know what? I think I did touch something because I thought that it was okay. Whatever. Okay, whatever. I did not share the screen yet, so let me share the screen. Essie, what have you been up to, man? Talk to us. Tell us what's going on in your world.
Nothing. Regular stuff for me. Been listening in on the shows, the regular stuff.
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way, on your interview. I wanted to congratulate you personally and ask you what's going on. Any news?
Well, there wasn't anything that they were going to follow up on, but it was funny because I guess I thought that I was going to be the only one that they did a compilation video on because we had like 2.5 hours of content. It's on my channel with the stream that I did, but I had I don't know, like a 30-second, 40-second spot of audio, and I don't know what because they dubbed over it in French, so I didn't really listen close enough to figure out what I said, but it was good. I felt like the interviewer was authentic and interested. It was I thought it was interesting when I got back to my apartment. They didn't tell me that they wanted to see me pull up footage on my computer. Otherwise, I would have had a better setup and ready to go. But basically, I just opened up my laptop and pulled up some pictures, and they just wanted me to look like I was looking over my stuff and have it for editing and whatnot. But when I showed the interviewer one particular video, oh no, I showed him the Aether Band video that you said was the best one. Remember that Fata Morgana with the platform? So I showed him that video and I pointed out the splash where the bird goes, and he was totally following along, and he was just like, yeah, that's really interesting. So who knows? I don't know. Who knows?
It's something. It's something. The more people hear about it, the more they can decide on their own. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think he was intending to mock you initially?
No. No. It was a woman who contacted me at first, and she said that if she was going to be able to make it, she would. But if not, then the camera guy and the other journalist was going to be there, and that's all that showed up. So I didn't have any interaction with him until he showed up. But when I was talking to her on the phone, she was just asking me some preliminary questions. And it seemed like she was, completely on the up and up. So I didn't have any reason to be on my guard. So
That's surprising.
yeah.
I guess yeah. I wonder like how often that happens, and then it's when the final edit comes out that you see their real their real intention, I guess.
Well, like I said, it was dubbed in French, so I have no idea what they actually said. I'm just taking it for granted that when I started, because I heard myself talk like maybe one or two sentences, and then the dub kicked in. So then
Oh,
they muted what I said. So I just figured again they just simply translated what I said, and I think I was talking about seeing too far. I could see what I was motioning with my hands, talking about seeing too far and measurements and all that kind of stuff. So, yup. All right, let me see if the upload is. Nope, the upload's still processing. It's got 47%. Okay, so can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
yep.
Okay. I guess basically I'm going to try to talk through what I would have tried to explain, and you guys feel free to interject at all. Let me pull up maybe a cleaner photograph first here. And again, I'm not paying attention to the chat. Why can't I pay attention to the chat, you ask? Danielle knows, I'm sure. What do I say? Do you know what I say? I can't multitask. Just can't do it.
Multitasking is unnatural.
Yeah.
But I'll pay attention to the chat.
Thanks. Okay, so this picture here is obviously of the Concord Point Lighthouse. And for some reason, oh, you know why? Because this is a still shot from a video. There's no data on the focal length on this, but I guess it is a little bit difficult because Sean G, when he came and met me at the beach, one of the things he said was, I really didn't understand a lot of the things that you were saying because I'm not here seeing what you're seeing, but now that I am here, I can understand a little bit better what you're saying. So there's going to be a little bit of lost in translation here, but I think everybody can basically follow along. So my basic disagreement with Pete Shea would have been that this inferior mirage that we're looking at right now is on the water. I would take a kick to the pinky toes with pointy boots that this is completely aerial. It is the Aether Band that is producing this inferior mirage. And the reason why I'll say that is because I was going to pull out my pointy finger for the YouTubers. Pointy finger, here it comes. Oh, it's already out there, but it's behind. Let's see, so here we go. All right. So the Zoom cannot see my pointer, but if you have your watch page open, it'll be on there. Okay. So the pointer is pointing at the distant topography, whatever this is. Actually, you know that I'm thinking about it because I know it's there. I think this is the public restrooms. The public restrooms are right. They're a large red brick building, so I'm going to say that's what that is. You can clearly see that there's an inferior mirage right there. And that line going across the entire landscape right now is going to cut into the lighthouse. The lighthouse has a cannon from like 1700s or whatever, whenever they fought against the Brits, right here in front of the lighthouse. And then there is a placard as well. You can't see any of those. So they have been vanished into the mirage. And then if you keep going across the landscape there, you can see the lighthouse keeper's house. And the first floor is mirrored on itself. Okay, those windows are not that big. Those windows are an inferior mirage. So that's not water creating that mirage. If it's the surface of the water creating this inferior mirage, then Havre de Grace is underwater, okay? And it's not. But if this were a boat and you saw the boat in an inferior mirage, if you saw the boat inverted on itself, it might appear to you to be sensible to think that that's the water. I'm asserting that I don't believe that that's the case, and I think that I can show that repeatedly. I have seen so many things that just make that point clear to me. If that's a good place to pause, if you guys have anything that you want to ask or say or clarify, feel free to do so. If not, I'm just checking yet. It's still processing.
Are the bottom windows the same size as the top windows?
They are, yeah. And so let's see if I can find a developed image where we have a later shot. You can watch it in the video as well. The videos that I've got that are, you know, all day long, they will. Let's see if this shows.
And I've seen that lighthouse showed me a bunch of times, but
yeah, I think this is a pretty good rendition.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
I mean, look how clear that is. You see the cannon right there, right?
Yeah, you can't even see that in the other one.
No. So, and now again, if you look at the lifting up of the water here, if you go strictly by what you think you're seeing, this water looks like it goes straight to the base of the lighthouse. Okay? But what we would need to do in order to verify all of this, I would need to have someone in a boat, relatively speaking, right on that line, so that I could say, okay, this person is a quarter mile away from the shoreline. That way we would have some semblance of scaling to know how to take what I'm suggesting and make it more valid than just, well, that's just what Travis thinks. He has no idea what he's talking about. Which might be the case. It might be. But I think I have actually a pretty good couple of legs to stand on. So...
You might have been paying attention a little bit, huh? Might have done a
yeah.
little bit of footage,
Well,
a little bit of research.
I mean, this is the only research I can do. I can only observe what I'm seeing. So, even though the ballers will say, "What's the data? What's the data?" Bro, I'm one guy on one shore. There's no way I can get the data across the Smurfing Chesapeake Bay.
Where's your yardstick, Travis?
No way. It just blows my mind that they don't seem to understand that these photographs can be taken as data. Otherwise, do you know what you're left with? And this is what makes them absolutely squirt in their pants.
Oh, shit.
Listen, that's what they do. They just go, oh, he's drawing a diagram. He's drawing he's tracing rays right now. It looks beautiful. Oh, I mean, that is what in their world is data. This picture, this is not data. So whenever I'm on the show and I say to Rumpus, show me this in real life, he can't do it because in his mind, this isn't data. This isn't real life. He's like, no. Let me make a picture. Let me draw a picture. I'll draw a picture of what I mean. No. Show me.
Yeah, a diagram on a science website with some math under it.
It's the exact opposite of what I've got. I'll show them this. They're like, what's the math?
Yeah.
It's the exact opposite. It's the great switcheroo.
We've got the numbers right here.
It's the great switcheroo.
We don't need your actual observations, Travis.
Yeah, it's really weird. I had like 10 photos pulled up, and they were all queued up and beautiful. Let's see if I can remember. I'm just going to put that in front of the... Yeah, I totally did this while Ranty was doing his show, and I had everything pulled up. Hold on, let me try to think of where I was. What was I pulling up? Okay. Yeah, I can't remember. Let's go to pictures, Etherpad file, Etherpad subfile, focal length. That's not focal length, that's from our perspective. There's focal length. Okay, so the Chesapeake mouth. Oh, this is one of the things I wanted to pull up or bring up with Pete. So I'm gonna show this, and then I had a video pulled up, and I'm just gonna have to hunt for one now because I don't remember which one it was. So again, Pete's working premises is that the mirror is the water. Okay, I'm going to ask the two of you to assess what you're looking at right now. Let's say that Pete were here and he said it's that panel on the right, Travis, you see that inferior mirage? That's the water. Okay, so I know how I would respond. How would you guys process it? And I don't care if you agree with him. That's fine with me. I'm not going to come down on you at all because, again, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. So now the ball is in.
One on the right, you're saying?
Say again, Essie. I didn't hear you.
The one on the right, you're saying is the
Etherpad? Okay. No, I don't want to get distracted with that terminology right now. Right now, can you see that there is an inferior mirage?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
You can. Okay. If you can't, I can go get the raw picture. But okay. So if you can see that there is an inferior mirage on the right panel, Pete
hold on a second. Did you say an inferior mirage?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Now I see it. There's a shiny part, and then there's the brown. Yep, I see it now. Yep. And the blue line is the demarcation.
Correct.
Yep. I see it.
Correct. Okay, great. And again, Danielle, if you want to add to it, feel free to just.
I'm sorry, I have a major interruption going on.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so Pete Shea would say that the inferior mirage here is reflecting off of the surface of the water. How would you interact with that? How would you process that, Essie?
Good question. I don't know. I really don't feel qualified enough to give an opinion in that sense.
All right. Well, then I'll be the one to talk. Then I just didn't want to be the one to monologue and talk, but I guess since this is my data and my observations, the one thing that I would start off with is to say, in my opinion, the texture of the water looks the same. Right? So you don't have a smooth, glassy surface. On the right, you've got ripples, you've got tiny waves and whatnot. On the left, you've got the same thing. Do you feel comfortable with that?
Yep.
Okay. So if the water on the right is causing a reflection, that is the inferior mirage, and my observer location and height is exactly the same, so my angle is not going to change, why doesn't the left panel have an inferior mirage?
Right. So from the little I know, I could say it's 2 different days. Sorry about that. 2 different viewing conditions. One has refraction and one seems not to have refraction.
Well, I would say that would put you in the Etherpad category. So my criticism of Pete Shea would be to ask him what he, because he wouldn't say what you just did, because that's kind of like a baller saying, yeah, the horizon moves all the time because of refraction. It's not really there. Oh, really? So what's blocking the ships? It's the horizon.
I like that
Okay,
voice.
so the so if Pete Shea were to respond the way that you did, SE, I would say, welcome to the ether band, bro. But he's saying that the water is the surface. But if that's the case, both of these pictures should be the same. It shouldn't depend on the condition. It's just the water reflecting. That's all it is. So it's let's say, for instance, the frame on the right had glassy water, just absolute glass. I might be like, yeah, that's probably the water. This is not smooth. This is not a reflective surface. The only way you're going to get a reflective surface, like if the sun were over here, the only way that you would get a sunspot is if the sun were directly up and down. It's not going to be like, shooting at an angle over distance. It's not going to work that way.
Let me ask
So,
you something, Travis.
yeah, go ahead.
The foreground, excuse me, the foreground water, it's choppy on the right, and on the left, it's choppy as well. Those are complete different pictures from bottom to top, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and you've got 12 days, 22 days. You've got 3 weeks difference. The image on the left is 3 weeks later than the image on the right. I don't know why I put them, if you're going to go left to right in terms of chronology, but I guess that doesn't really matter. The one thing that I do find interesting in this discussion, and this is the way that I've said it before if you haven't heard me say it this way, the left panel, in my opinion, looks as though I'm higher up and farther away from the water.
Mr.
And
X says, doesn't the pic on the left have a mirage also on the extreme left?
that could very well be, yeah, because that land is going to be, I think, closer than the 12 miles. And let's see if I could think of 929. If you give me a second, I'll pull up the original file. We can look to see what's there. Give me a second. But that again is going to be different, because the way that I would answer it right now is that inferior mirage is closer to me. The distant land that's 12 miles away is not going to have that same mirage. But that was a good catch. Okay, so that was 9. Let me see. What was the date on that? Was that the 29th? This is 9:15. This is, I just did it again.
Isn't it fair to say, Travis, that all pictures have some form of refraction, more or less? It's never like a perfect picture, correct?
I would, yeah, that's my position, is that any picture you're looking at has refraction. It just depends on your proximity to the subject that you're shooting. So the closer something is to you, you're going to have less refraction, because you have less of an index of density between you and that subject. But the more you increase your distance, the density, just like we would say on curvature of the Earth, the miles would compound. Does that make
Yes,
sense?
Snell's law. The more atmosphere, the more effect of the light traveling through said atmosphere.
Yep. All right, let me look and see if the focal length, if I can pull up just the single shot, just speaking about the focal length. All right, I don't know that I have the original, do I? Is this the original? No, yeah, this is the, no, this is the original for, oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, here's the original. It was in the same folder that I was in to begin with. Alright. So here's the naked file. Alright. Okay. Can everybody see that? It's pretty clear. It's pretty good. So yeah, I would say that clay or whatever that rock formation is. Although, I mean, it could. Yeah, I don't have a problem saying that it is, but it could be
You'd have
shaped
to
that.
say it is there. You can clearly see something going on there.
Well, no, I mean I know that you could say that, but I also am just saying it could be actually that that's the way the land is shaped. I mean, it's neither here nor there to me because, again, it's all proximity. So the one thing that I think, would agree on is that we're looking at this land in the distance here. If you're going to go down to the finer points of the shoreline, if there's a squirrel there getting a drink of water, are you going to be able to see it 12 miles away? I don't think so.
It looks like that, that could be a layer of mirroring in that area you were just pointing
I
at.
agree, but
Like, because you can kind of see a split on both ends, and then it's almost like there's
I was
stuff
thinking the
missing.
do
same
you
thing,
mean
Danielle.
do you
Yeah,
mean
right
right
there, right
here?
there. Yeah,
Yeah, right there and at the other end also.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Again,
that lines up with the weird part.
for me, unless you guys, I mean, are seeing a different image, it there's not enough definition for me. I mean, because
Yeah,
that
it is
could,
blurry,
yeah.
but that's where I would, like, if I had to pick it apart, I would think that maybe that's the
Okay,
where
well
the
let's
water went.
do that. Okay, I'm good with that, Danielle. So if we are going to say, I guess I don't want to put words into your mouth. So if am I hearing you say that it's possible that what we're looking at right there on both ends of that field or whatever we want to call it, are you saying that it's possible that the image on the right and the left are inverted on each other? Is that what I'm hearing?
No,
The-
I
No?
think there's like an ether band going on there.
yeah,
Put your words into it. There's a line. There's like some small, like a line of all the way across. There's something funny going on there.
Okay, that's SC's version. What's yours take, Danielle? Can you
yeah,
clarify
same
for me?
thing. And if you go all the way over to the right where the trees are, like you can see that gray
Right here.
sort of, but it's even higher than that on the left, which,
Yeah.
I mean, judging by all the other stuff you've shown, that much of a distance from left to right could be totally different kinds of effects
Yeah.
going on.
Okay, so let's go back to what I did in the contrast. Okay.
Yeah, where you have that line there looks to be a line of mirroring. The
Yeah.
top
Sure.
right there.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, it could totally be. I don't. I think that it simply adds to what we would feel comfortable with because we're talking about the fact that okay, if you have an inferior mirage going on here,
And then like the
it's at a
image on the
different
right is just squashed.
it's at a different location than this one here,
Oh yeah.
right?
It's much
This
closer
is
to
the
you.
whole this is the whole thing in terms of the horizon. If the horizon is exclusively due to the curvature of the earth, which is what Michelle Fowler completely clearly declares. You can do this. Anybody can do this. You go out to a large lake. If there are boats on the lake and they are far enough away from you, you will see them disappear. And this is because the horizon is the curvature of the earth. Okay? So, right there, you've got an astronomer who's telling you the geographical horizon is the horizon. There's only one.
Well, the
That would have
sun
been the
looks like a
perfect
ball, so the earth must be a ball.
That would have been the perfect place for her to say, well, technically the geographical is only 1 mile away. But Okay, so the whole point is that uh, the right panel is showing us a more proximate representation of an inferior mirage, and even if we'll grant the one happening in the left panel, it's distant. Okay, so the appearance of a horizon is 100% dependent on what happens in the atmosphere, or excuse me, the ether band. Everybody drink.
That's unquestionable. Has to do with the atmosphere ether band, for
Yeah,
sure.
Flat Earth
and
data
again,
says, plain truth, do you feel like chatting?
I do not rumpus. I do not want rumpus. FED. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think I might be a bit of a despot. Look, I'm going to say this
Bring them
publicly
on,
right
bring them
now.
on, Travis.
Hold
Why
on.
not? Come
Hold
on.
on. Hold on. I'm going to say this right now. I do not want to do the work that he's doing. He is kicking ass, okay? I am never going to disparage the work that he has put into what he's doing. He is kicking ass. Uh, I don't want to hear his data like on Ranty tonight. The one thing that I struggled with was I wanted to say to him, show me. All you're doing is giving me the rhetoric of math. And I get it if it's true, but all you're doing is saying equation, 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 blah, blah, blah. I don't get that. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't. Someone else in the audience might be geeking out and like just eating it up. Okay, that's awesome. Not me. I just want to just go. What? I'm just gonna go put a gun in my mouth.
You mean you don't like ray tracing, Travis?
I don't believe ray tracing. Yeah, I don't believe ray tracing is a thing. I don't. I don't. I show me the ray that you're tracing, please. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of a break. I'll give myself some time to think about bringing FED in. I am going to jump over real quick to my uploads, and then I'm going to download the file that I just uploaded, if it's there, hopefully. Talk amongst yourselves, by all means. I am going to be distracted for a moment. You know how that goes. All right.
How you doing?
Good, good. How about yourself? How's everything with you?
Eh, it's good. Good as it can be, huh?
Hey,
Yeah.
show your Venom bunny. I saw it there. I think, isn't it right there?
Yeah. Let me
Yeah.
turn a light on. I just got done with it earlier. I got this Easter bunny at
What this
Target
video needs.
last year. I painted it like Venom. There, I don't know if you can see it. Can you like? Oh, can I like? Do you want me to like present?
Oh,
Or
you know
something?
what? Let me make
I
you
could.
guys full screen. Why won't this go full screen? Okay, it's right there. Okay, there's me. There's Danielle. There is not SE. Why
What if you
doesn't
click on
this-
me up there? Let me see if I can.
It just makes you. Hold on. No. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna stop sharing. There we go. I had to stop sharing. Go ahead. You're on, Danielle. If you want to show.
Is it like
You can share your screen. That'll make your screen bigger. If you want to just do it, there's 3 panels on my presentation on YouTube right now so they can see all three of our panels. But if you want to show just yours, click on share screen.
Okay. My computer's going really slow. I'm trying to get it to like just go back to the Zoom thing. Sorry, I snorted. Well, that's bigger anyway.
On your RAM? Oh.
This is a really crappy laptop, so it doesn't. Come on. There's Chung.
I like it. It looks pretty good.
You like it? Thanks.
Yeah.
I like Venom a little bit and bunnies. So I got this at Target last year after Easter. It was only a couple dollars. And it was just like that, and I just saw some potential in it.
All right, in case anybody missed the link, I did put the link in the general public. So if you're paying attention, it's out there. Okay, so my video is downloading back down. I don't know, I guess there's a two-step process. Either you can convert the file and then you have to upload the single file to YouTube, or you can convert it and upload it at the same time. But then if you convert it and upload it, you just have the one solid file on YouTube. Like, it doesn't put the file on your hard drive as well. Does that make sense? I think it should do all three. When it's converting the file, it should save it to your laptop or to your desktop and then upload that file to YouTube. That way you've got one. Because I would I would try to find the file on my hard drive, and I was thinking, I saved this, I know I did. But what I had done was I had uploaded it to YouTube, and that's where the file was. It's not on my computer. If that makes any sense. Does that make any sense? I think it makes sense.
Makes sense.
Oh, sips of fasakas.
Sips is fasakas.
So what's the next step up that eliminates your being a sucker? What's a sip? Is it a gulp?
That would be a gulp, I suppose, and then perhaps a chug.
Is there anything between a sip and a gulp?
A
or
drink?
Is it just okay. So a sip is like a sip.
That's like a dainty little thing you stick your pinky out for.
That's what I just had. I had my pinky out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like right.
Yeah. All right, so we are 90% downloaded. As soon as this baby is downloaded, I will present and share. Danielle, I think I can override you. I'm gonna take the screen back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we got people out in the chat. I don't know if people are. It's going a little bit slow because I saw Flat Earth Data's comment, and it's still pretty much in the middle of my chat, so there's not a lot going up. So Mr. X is out there. Thanks for being here. I don't know who you are. I don't think I've seen you around. Do you know who Mr. X is, Danielle?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. I don't know why that's not going back down. All right, so this goes over here. Let's go over to Essie. You still with us?
I'm still here.
I'm still here, El Guapo.
Si, senor.
That was good.
Right. Mr. X said he tried to join, but he couldn't make it happen.
Who's that?
Mr. X.
Oh, really? Huh. Okay. I'm gonna
I thought Flat Earth was gonna join.
Yeah, Travis, you put the wrong link in there.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh, I put a YouTube link.
Video link.
Oh, that's for my. Now you guys have the public access to my video. Great, awesome. That's just wonderful. Manage participants. Where's my share? Oh, there it is. invite. Here it goes. Just kidding. Here we go. Here's the panel. There it is. Alright, so there's the link for Zoom. Your link sends me to another video. Trickja. Psych.
You don't what either, Mr. X?
Wanna join? Psych. So I'm gonna. How about this clip for? I don't want to get a strike or even a claim.
Travis,
Yes, sir.
do you have the clip handy with the ether band where the boat goes in?
What this video needs.
Hold on real quick. Let me get out of this. The one that is the one that you're talking about.
There's one where you see a boat and it disappears uniformly. Until I saw that, honestly, I didn't believe it was possible. You know which one I'm talking about.
Well, no, I don't actually, because I have so many. But I can, yeah, I have so many. Let me see if it's right. I don't think this is one of them. So let's go here.
Sorry, I'm being mean.
Let's go here. I think if I go to August, August was a good month.
We have Joey Rocha wants to join. Travis, a whole bunch of people want to join. What's going on?
The link is out there, guys. The link is out there, okay?
No, I told Joey no.
Oh, you told him no? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Danielle is acting all queen bee. Alright, here is a video, it looks like. Alright, this is not what I was... I'm not sure why. Did someone join who's got noise in the background? Yeah, we got 5 participants. Okay, Flat Earth Data, you're here. Someone named JP is here. But Flat Earth, you've got mute, so I don't think it's you. JP, can you check in real quick? Can you say hello?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going? Oh, that's Flat Earth Data. All right, thanks for being here. JP, can you hear me? Can you give a...
No, I told Joey no.
Oh, you told him no? Okay.
JP, can you put your watch page on mute, please?
Hello.
Here's a video.
Yeah, I can hear you, but you have your YouTube page open as well, so it's feeding back in through your mic. So can you mute or push pause on the video? JP, can you hear me? I'm going to put you on mute, JP, okay? You're muted. Okay, so I see you asked for a video of a boat, and like I said, I've got videos.
Hello.
Check in real quick. Can you say hello?
Okay, now we got you back again. JP, can you hear me?
Thanks for being here. JP, can you hear me? Can you give a...
JP,
JP, can
that is your name on the screen right now, so I don't know what else to call you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is
but
it
you
Joey Roca? Is that you? Joey?
So it's back in through your mic, so can you mute?
This person does not know what they're doing. Putting you back on mute. Silly people.
I told him no.
Well, I don't even know who
Didn't
it is.
want to listen to me.
Alright, I'm going to give it one more time. If they try to join and they don't respond, I'm just going to remove them. I don't know who they are, so it's nothing personal. Alright, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so here we go.
I want people, when you say the ether band, to understand what you're talking about.
Okay, so let me just give a little bit. Again, this is where Ranty and I disagree as well. Ranty will tell everyone that I'm wrong, and it's fine. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I could be, but I just really don't think I am. So, but I'm not going to be a Richard about it, right? I'm not going to be Richard. So, my whole contention is that I have never observed or captured a boat disappearing from the bottom up. What we're going to see right now is not even a uniform proportional reduction in size. It's going to be distorted because of the refraction that's in the ether band. Okay, so this entire image right now, this isn't clear. This is not a clear image. It's not blurry because, well, I would say blurry is out of focus. It's not out of focus. If you want to call refraction blurry, okay, just don't call it out of focus. This is exactly what she wants us to see. Okay? The ether band is like a box of chocolates. I was expecting someone to say it, but whatever, it's okay. So what we're going
You
to see
never know what you're going to get.
You never know what you're going to get. All right, so right now, this boat is right on the cusp of the band. It's not yet in the band where the inferior mirage is going to kick in. So what we're going to see is, we're going to see this boat go into the distance, remaining on water across the plane of the Earth's surface. We're going to see the horizon, that is where the water ends and the mirage begins, and the mirage is the obstruction. We can't see the water. Okay, so everybody sees the water right here, right? I'm sorry if this is so tedious, and some people are like, Travis, you say this all the time. They're like, yeah, can you know what I'm saying? Can you repeat this? Because it bears repeating, right? So this water right here, with my pointy finger on YouTube, not on Zoom, my pointy finger on YouTube right now is showing, we can see this water. I'm going to go to the right of the boat right now. Right here, the water visibly ends, and the mirage begins. We no longer see the water with the same texture. It's been vanished. Now, above that line into the brown, which is more than likely, dry grass or whatever, because it's August. If you go all the way up there, we could feel comfortable, I think, drawing a vanishing line where the inferior mirage begins. Everything above that inferior mirage is physical. It's refracted. It's not in a mirage, but there is refraction, right? There's distortion. It's not a clear image. But there is a small degree of angle that includes the inferior mirage, and that is blocking the water that's physically still going into the distance. And in a moment, when I play my video that I worked on all smurfing day, 20-minute video, took me all day. I hope it's worth it. Okay, we're gonna watch this boat go into the distance, and it's going to reduce in size. We are not going to be able to see it go bottom up, because as soon as the inferior mirage kicks in, you have an extension of the bottom, if that makes sense. Here we go. I would say right now it's crossing into that zone.
You know, Travis, what's really asinine and insane to me is that this is only possible on flat plane pieces, and I just don't understand the complexity for the globe heads to debate this as a spherical affected zone when it's just clearly clearly on a level plane. The angles are level, you can clearly see it is. I just don't understand the globe head's confusion here.
Not only that, but they insist it's only possible on a globe.
Right, right. Because the Earth is curved, and the only reason why you're seeing what you shouldn't see is because refraction is bringing it up, looming it up over the curvature. So I think the easiest way. See, what's so interesting is that the accusation goes both ways. I don't believe it's justified towards us, but our accusation is that no, you're assuming it's a globe, and their response is no, you're assuming it's a flat Earth. So
Well, I did a video like this with a small boat and a paddle boarder with measurements to distances from the observer point to the other side, plus an observed zenith position. You can see the distance of the refraction, the length from one, where the refraction line began and where the refraction line apparently ended, only based on the height of a camera, I believe, at 5 inches.
Okay, I'm going to pause this just real quick, okay? So we have distance here, all right? Here in the middle frame, you've got a tree line. You can see those light green trees, right? Those are clearly miraged on them. There's clearly inversion going right there. So if you were to put the
So I have a video of the same thing with actual measurements, right? Do you ever take measurements of the distance that this happens?
No.
Like from observer to the end?
Well, no, that's what I was saying earlier. I don't know if you heard me say that, but I would leave that to you. You seem to love those numbers and crunching those numbers. I do not want to do that. Don't want to.
Well, what I mean is that it's easily resolvable if there's multiple observers, positions. You can know the improbability of it being curved at any distance.
Oh no, okay, sure,
right?
I get that, and I think that that's a little bit of what I've said as well. Except I think that my emphasis is on a different syllable in terms of having multiple viewers to. I suppose represent particular variables or data points.
Well, I'll give you an example. You're filming this from one observer's point, right?
Yeah.
When watching the boat going away, it'd be easy enough to be on the other side watching the boat come to you.
Yeah.
And comparing both, both A and B 180s, let's say, or whatever, you know what I mean? Yep. And you can see that. You could clearly see it. And in one observer zenith position, you can clearly see the distance has no curvature. I have a video like very similar to what you've done. I've literally had people admit that the 3,959 mile radius is accurate over a distance of 3 miles, right? And they're actually calculating by the inches of refraction. Oh, the paddleboard, look, he's covered in 5 inches of refraction. That's curvature of Earth, right? And it's like... The doublespeak is horrendous, number one. But I just was curious why you never just do 2 observant points if you can. I mean, I know it's hard to come across a boat.
Well, because it's a matter of timing, right? So I could show you, and actually I think in the streams that I did for the past 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, I did 14-hour streams. Some of the videos that are in there, I had Adam and Derek on the other side of the Chesapeake Bay. So, but we are at the serendipity of random boats coming across our path. They were on the other side, but we had to wait for other people, and those other people were going lateral. They weren't going along the y-axis across the Chesapeake. They were going horizontally left to right. So I could go back and hunt up, and I do have his footage, Adam's footage that he shot, and look for those boats and do that kind of a comparison. But again, it's only going to be looking at it in terms of proximity to him. We're still not going to know the distance per se.
Are you able to do me a solid next time when you're out with a P900? Because I'm understanding if you're let's say shooting from 1 foot off the ground, and because you like doing these observations, I understand that the lens, when you're off 1 foot off the ground, you're level. when you zoom in, you're going to have to slightly tilt
Yep.
up, right?
Yep.
And that has to do with the compression of the lens and the refraction index, right? A little bit of the refraction of the lens, angling the light, and because it's a zoom, you're compressing the image. You're 80 times zoom. So I don't know what the factor is at for. I think it's a 1.23 centimeter, 1 inch, 1.23 inches is the sensor in the P900, I think. Anyway, it's just interesting to understand, because a lot of these observations never take into account the tilting up of the camera at a certain height elevation, so that the horizon doesn't cut, or the water doesn't cut off your complete view, right? I don't see that being discussed as part of the measurement and observation.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that would be something that would be in your field, that kind of technicality.
Yeah,
Unless,
but what you're doing though is you're compensating for the fact that over a period of distance, you actually have to tilt. You have to tilt the camera upward because of the refractive index of the light going into the size of the aperture through the size of the lens, right? So they're distorting a lot of the images. Like you say that you haven't personally captured a boat going over the edge, right?
mm-hmm.
Well, there's personally myself. I filmed a boat about 2.5, 3 miles, I think, close to 3 miles out from the shore, and it was just on the cusp. I called the video "Parasailing Over the Edge" as a joke, because you had people about 3 miles away from the observer, just at that cusp where it was cutting off half of the boat. You could see that if the boat was to go farther, because of the way you zoom in and that optical refraction, because we all know the only reason why we see objects is because light is bouncing off of it to our eye. So as that light from 2-3 miles away, 4 or 5 miles away, that light, that angle that comes to your eye becomes narrower and narrower, right? So when you have a compression lens, you're actually taking that light that's naturally going that far, that's actually getting that narrower as it goes, and that's why you have to tilt the camera up. You are basically you're manipulating the image by compressing it that way, right? So
yeah,
I think
don't know. I mean, it's an interesting thought to consider, obviously, and I don't want to disparage it at all. Part of my, I think you said it earlier. Was it you? Yeah, I think it was you on Ranty's show. I don't remember exactly what you said, but and I might butcher it, but I'm trying to think back to what I was just going to say right now. What was it? It has to do with the fact that let me show you what just happened with this video real quick. I'm going to back up because I backed up. Okay, so here I am zoomed in, probably at full zoom. But right now I'm going to back out, and I'm going to see what I see with my naked eye. Okay. So right there is what I can see with my naked eye. I know that well enough because this guy right here in the bottom left, he's just like 40 feet away from me. Okay. So you see that boat?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I can't see anything worth saying anything. I see a white blob. But when I zoom in, I don't change anything. I just get closer to this image. So the camera extends the ability of my eye. And so then I can see this image close up. Now,
exactly. So what's happening though is you already recognize there's an apparent convergence of the sky and ground there, right? Not necessarily the horizon, because you have the foreground of the mountains. What I mean is the upward trajectory of the land as it meets the sky. This is a byproduct of the actual function of our eye, right? The convergence, the center pole. Literally every article written about the human eye will tell you that the eye is divided vertically 60 or 40 degrees, and it's also divided 150 to 180 degrees horizontally. So that means our eyes see things symmetrically, right? It's divided equally. That's why when we look down a hallway, like you literally can put a hallway picture next to all your observations, and it will have the same effect. And I think that a lot of people are like, especially globe heads, they're still thinking of the sun as this fire gas ball, right, moving past into the distance, but they're forgetting that, you know, the human eye, like if you look at an angular resolution calculator and you did 32 miles, like supposed the width of the sun, and how far would it have to be to resolve, it's like 6,000 miles away, right? So it's your vision, because you're a 6-foot observer, you only have a 3 mile radius to that horizon line. You're not going to see more than maybe 16 miles based on the Rayleigh criterion past that point above the sky before it converges downward into it. Just like every image that you see, you have a convergence point, right? And so I think what your videos do, you do highlight the effect of refraction through the ether band. Now, I thought of an interesting thing about your ether band, actually, when you mentioned it.
Okay, let me just put a a kibosh. Finish this point, please, and then because Essie wanted to see the boat disappear, and then I do want to show the other video that I worked on all day. But go ahead and finish your point. Go ahead.
Basically, more discussion and the more recognition from the globe heads to realize that the ground is ramping up into the center focal point position. Mm-hmm. There's a distance to that limitation. Now, we can use optics all day, but at the end of the day, the optics are still diffracted limited systems, meaning they're subjected to the size of the aperture and the refraction index of the lenses. The more lenses, obviously, you're going to have more compression, more artifacts within the image. More quality, higher glass, you're going to get less imperfections. But then you have to work about look at your sensor and how much information per pixel that you get. So there's a lot of variables going in looking at these photographs taken by cameras. You have to realize a lot of these globe heads push forth their religion based on Aristotle and based on 2,500 years ago when it was a 6-foot man looking at the sky.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So this is what Aristotle saw. He saw this little blob right here. Okay, so tell me when you thought it was going over the curve there, Aristotle. Tell me when that's going to happen. Not going to be able to do it. So then, okay, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to push play again. Essie, you still there?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Okay, thanks. And basically what I say here in this video is this guy is level with that boat. Okay? If I go down to the water, put my feet in the water, my feet are level to his kayak. That channel marker, he's level with that. That channel marker to the right, he's level with that. Over here, there's another channel marker. At no point, okay, think about the insanity of saying that water can exist on an angle. Try that on a small scale. I'm not going to be able to do it. Oh, yeah, but the Earth is so big. Great scale indicator. All right, so this boat right here and this guy right here are on the same plane. Okay? There we go. All right. So now there's another channel marker that's right in front of this. It's going to come off on the right, on the left-hand side, and just there it is. You can see the prow, the bow spray. That's on physical water. Okay, so I'm going to stop it, cut this image in half, and you've got the back of the boat on the water. This boat is not disappearing from the bottom of everyone. This entire image is going to diminish. It's going to reduce in size. And don't let a baller tell you that, well, it's going to reduce proportionally. No, it's not. This is refraction. Look at this. This is not proportional. This is not an orthographic clinical. No. Okay?
You got to love the fact that even after a couple of years, I believe Rumpus was still trying to use the orthographic drawings to represent perspective. Priceless.
I don't know. I don't understand it. I mean, when I'm in those conversations, I think I'm talking to an insane person. This person is insane.
You know, it's funny. been looking at different ways to approach people, right? And because I have I'm going to make up some business cards here, and I'm going to be going to some schools shortly. And I'll videotape it. No, I'm not going to be doing it Thompson style, but which really just yelling the water's flat. It's not terrible, but I see more of that happening, which will be quite entertaining on YouTube. I think that's when, like I said, I have always said, once it becomes political, that's when it'll start to change things.
All right, so right? I'm gonna pause this real quick. Pause.
Is that a UFO?
Pause. Okay, so right here we've got a channel marker. Okay, if you see this and think that you're seeing a single solid object, you're incorrect. Okay, you have to cut this in half. The bottom part is the mirage. This is not how big it is. And that's going to mess it. That's why I say you can't scale this stuff. Well, I can show you the, you know what, if I got a stock image of this and I scaled it right, I can show you how big it is. No, you can't, because you got to cut it in half.
You should do the rest of the episode in that voice.
So, Travis, just to make sure, just to clarify for everybody watching, that if we was obviously to pause the video and draw your straight line across, remove all the noise. Basically, the line to the shoreline would just be to the edge of the beach, and that would what would be causing the divide, right? Is the actual water line hitting the shoreline on the other side, right? But because of all the refraction, because you have obviously a divide there, that's what you're dividing. You're dividing the boat in half, right? You're half of it's being reflected. So you got to think, what's causing the division? What's causing the convergence point, right? And that has to do with your optics. It has to do with what you're seeing symmetrically that's around you. So if the lake has a horizon line itself at a certain distance, it's going to divide. It's going to give you a division, right? And that's what you're seeing here. You're seeing the other side of the shore divided, but it's blurred by the angle of incidence, the critical angle, causing a refraction basically because the humidity is slowing down light so much, it's causing an internal reflection. Now, the only confusion I have with internal reflection is that you can see it in an aquarium, and it is on level water. It is on plain water, right? So it just depends on the angle that you look at it. So it could be a combination, obviously, of the light being so intense because it is slowed down, that it is using the waterbed as a mirror and using the ether that you call, or the ether band, as its playground, so to speak.
Yeah. The other thing that I was going to try to do, I don't know if I can do it. Maybe I'll wait for the video and do it in the video. The reason why I stopped that SC is because the boat turned around and started coming back, so it wasn't going to disappear all the way. I don't know if you caught that or not, but...
Well, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. You
no,
also
I agree.
have
I love it. Yeah, I love it. I think it's beautiful
sailboat.
Too.
Even beats that one, Travis. It's a sailboat, and it just like Star Trek. It disappears into the thin air, man.
Yeah.
You gotta find that one.
I'll try. Right.
Not now, but you know what I'm saying.
Sure. No, that's fine.
Future.
All right. So let me find my downloads. Hold on, real quick. YouTube video download. This. Okay. Everybody go on mute, please. This is the video that I spent all day working.
What this video needs is more ether band.
Travis, there's no sound. Yep. Okay.
Ether band
is a term I smithed to account for the manifold
I don't see any
miraging
text there,
effects
Travis.
observed over distance, whether terrestrial or aquatic. Aether simply refers to the air and all its constituent elements which compose its nature. Band refers to that area of 3D space which contains the observation being made. This band can be as broad as the entire field of view or a smaller, isolated section. The aether band is the cause of every minute and alternating effect under the broad category of mirage. That is, Fata Morgana, inferior mirage, or superior mirage, or any other optical or atmospheric distortion or refraction or whatever the hell happens out there.
So here I am back out. I'm gonna go down to the water right there.
Hey, I'm going to watch it on YouTube. I can't hear the sound here.
Where's the rest of the boat?
Where'd that boat go, Brenda?
Where'd the boat go?
Where would you say the horizon?
Where's the boat?
Yeah, where's the horizon? Wait,
Right
Brendan,
there.
Wait, Brendan, can you use your mouse to draw the horizon? Oops. Go back up a little bit.
Yeah. Where's the rest of the boat?
Where'd that boat go, Brenda?
Where'd the boat go? Where'd it go?
Where'd it go? Wait, you back.
Where'd it go?
Where's the hull? Where's the hull?
Where'd the hull go?
Where'd Daddy go?
Right ahead.
Where did Daddy go?
Where'd the boat go? Where'd the boat?
some great aqua bands right there. Love that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6 aqua bands right there. There's a house. And there we go, people. There is that house. I forgot to take my still of the entrance here. Right here. right there in front of your eyes, people. It's right there in front of your eyes. That boat is directly in front of the land that's on the other side of the bay. If someone was standing on that land like I am right now looking at this boat, that boat would be level to them, just like that boat is level with me right now. Everything that we're seeing right here is because it is directly in our line of sight.
Ah, there she is. Well, hopefully that was somewhat sensible. That makes sense?
Yeah, I thought that dark line was kind of insane looking.
The dark line, what do you mean? When I got to the point of saying the aquabands?
After when you switched over to the one that was sometime after like 4, it was at least after 4 minutes in, when you had like 12 miles shore to shore.
Mm-hmm.
And when you were at the twilight one, when you panned over toward the end where it was sunnier, that dark band in the water was not dark, it was a light color.
Huh. I can't think of what you have in your mind. So let me see if I can find it. 12-mile mark. Right here. 12,
right there.
Yep.
Yeah. See that dark line?
Yeah. That's an aquaband, right?
Yeah.
Right.
When you panned over to the right, which I'm assuming would be west, maybe, because the sun's setting.
Yep.
It's not dark anymore there.
Yeah. I noticed that too. Look, right, it's gone. See it? It's gone. Yeah. I did notice that when I was looking over the footage.
Like it's still there, but it's not. It's like it changed colors.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because it's. Let's do that real quick. See, it's like blending right there. You got that thinner line in between. I remember seeing that for the first time. Right. I think that this is actually all the way. Okay, hold on real quick. This one is to my left, and then I'm going to start panning to the right. Let's just follow that. That's an interesting. There it blended. See that lost the. There the line is getting blurred. See how it's blending?
Yeah.
in?
Yeah, it kind of becomes one dark area.
Yeah. But now it's going around like a circle. That's interesting. Because right here is directly in front of me. This is directly. Well, I guess every place is in front of me, but this is.
So you're facing south there?
No, this is pretty much east. This is where the sun normally comes up. But
oh, is that sunrise?
No, this is the evening. This is the twilight. It's like 7 o'clock at night. So the number 7 right here is lit up because the sun is to my right. It's setting in the west. I mean, it's aggressing. But the one thing, if you're paying attention, you're gonna have to look at this stuff over and over and over again. It would have been a long twice to 3 times the length of a video if I stopped and explained everything. But if you go back to the beginning, let's see. I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so get a good idea about what you see right here. You see this channel marker? You see the land behind it? Okay. There it is. So there are houses right here that you can't see. Now, this could be one of them, but it's not as clear as it was. And I've got other photos where it's absolutely worse than this. But even right now, at this point in the video, this is from 10 feet up. When I get down to 5.5 feet, this is even worse. You can't see anything. And what I say right here, please note well the horizon's distance from the channel marker. When I get down to 5 feet, the horizon is right at the channel marker. Anybody else there want to say anything? Or
A question for you: have you ever tried slapping on a grid and casting the P900 to your phone with the grid on it? And then,
well, the thing about that is that the P900, as far as I've been able to research, does not like the iPhone. The app that they have.
I use it. I use it no problem. I have a P900 and iPhone too.
Really?
And,
okay, well then let's talk about it. Not right now, but let's talk, and you can tell me how you figured it out, because I can't figure it out.
Well, you just connect to it. You connect to the Wi-Fi that outputs out of the device, right? It has its own Wi-Fi, and then when you're on that, you just open up the app, and then you can control the ISO, the shutter speed,
So maybe I'm opening something in reverse order. Maybe I'm doing it backwards. So okay, I'll have to look into that. Yeah.
Yeah, just because when you do it, the grid itself would show you that everything is in parallel lines.
Yeah, I get it. Right, yeah, because I use the grid on the viewfinder when I shoot anyway, so, okay. But,
well, this is what I mean. So if they're calculating, you can use that grid. Like for an individual standing on the shoreline, it appears that the horizon line raises to about 72 inches, or whatever the height of the eye is. I think it's less half a foot to the vision of the eye. That you'll actually, if you had it, like if, for instance, let's say I was standing in front of the camera and I placed a grid, and that camera was leveled to the position, the center of the camera was leveled to the center position of the eye, and it was balanced and leveled, you would see a perfectly symmetrical division of the horizon next to that grid, right? Well, if you looked at the mathematics, it appears that whatever height that eyesight is at, it will match in inches, right? So it will be parallel. In other words, that horizon line would be in line with your eye, and it would be the exact height in which you're looking at it. So it appears over the distance of 3 miles or 2.5 miles, depending on the observer's height, the ground rises up into the height of the observer optically. We know that the land doesn't physically do that, but optically it does do that. So I just find that the grid would be useful in a lot of stuff you shoot, because it's parallel.
Yeah, I'll look into that. That's good to know. I wish that I would have probably figured that out before. But so what, are you just using the same? Let me pull up the app that I do have on my phone. That it looks like I missed 2 texts. Aaron, sorry, Aaron. I thought I had I had it on mute. Apologize, but it's in the chat now, Aaron. You can join. So what I have is WMU and SnapBridge. I think the WMU is the access to taking photos. Okay.
Give me a second. I'll take a look at which one I've downloaded in the past. Give me a second.
Okay. Let's see if I can find a sailboat going into the distance. So I think, okay, we lost 2 of our. We had 2 people join that I didn't get a chance. There was somebody that said flat, or no, it was the Plain Truth fan. A little bit dubious about that one, and then JP, but they both left.
Mine is called the Wireless Mobility app, and it's WMU, which you have, and once you turn on the basically go into your settings in your phone, you output the Wi-Fi signal from the P900, and then you turn your 1 second.
So what I think I've done in the past is my phone's hotspot is turned on. I turn on the camera. I push the Wi-Fi.
No hotspot. No. Well, I don't know how you do yours. How I did mine is I turn the camera's Wi-Fi on. Then I go into my internet. I look for my camera's Wi-Fi signal. I join that. Once I join that,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't join you're not using your hotspot on your phone though. All you're doing is joining the Wi-Fi signal, just like any other random router out there. You're not using it. You're using the camera's hotspot, I guess, if it's outputting a Wi-Fi signal. But
Okay. Yeah, I'll try
you're
this tomorrow.
you're joining your cameras, not your phones.
But my camera doesn't have data. Doesn't have a Wi-Fi
So it has
connection.
It opens its own Wi-Fi. That's.
So you're telling
pretty
me
sure
that
the
my
P900.
phone... Hold on. So you're telling me that if I left my phone at home, walked out to the Chesapeake, turned on my camera, and clicked the
And
Wi-Fi...
connect. It's like the router of your phone or cameras. Sorry.
Say that again.
Have you ever had a Bluetooth, like any Bluetooth, like GoPro has a in this case they're using the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth on the GoPro, but it connects the same way as your camera does.
But you have to have a data source. I
Nope.
can't just go out. Okay, hold on.
Nope.
Hold on, just real quick. So again, in my mind, I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
So you go into your you have your
P900.
do you have your P900?
Hold on. Let me. What I hear you saying is basically I could take my Bluetooth earpiece with no phone, no camera, walk out to the Chesapeake, turn on my earpiece, and access something Wi-Fi. That's what I hear you saying that I should be able to do with my camera. Is that what you're telling me?
Travis, I don't know how you got that, bud. So this is what I'm telling you. Your
Okay.
your P900 has its own Wi-Fi. It has nothing to do with data as far as the internet goes. It just has its own Wi-Fi.
All right, we are
So-
talking past each other.
So no, your camera. Do you have your P900 in your possession?
Yes.
If you do, okay, well then go to your phone, go to your camera,
Yeah.
turn on the technology that's built into your camera that sends out a signal that you connect to with your phone. You don't need any data, bro.
Okay, I'll try it tomorrow.
Well, do you follow what I'm saying?
Travis, just do it now.
Do you follow what I'm saying?
Okay, hold on. Let me go get my phone. Let me go get my camera. Okay, so my camera is turned off, right? So I'm going to turn my camera on, correct?
And then go to your Wi-Fi settings, which is in one of your. I don't have my camera. Hold on, I do have my camera. 1 second.
Okay, but there's a button right on the back that's Wi-Fi. You're not talking about that button.
Yeah,
that's right above.
here's what you have to do though. Just like any password, it's going to have an encryption code that you need to change or make useful. It's just like signing a network, right? So let me just see.
So
here.
if I'm going to go to am I going to the menu?
Yeah, just give me a second.
Okay.
I'm just getting it out here. So yeah, so go to menu, and then you got Wi-Fi options.
Yep, I got it. Connect to smart device, upload from camera.
So go to your app, go to your internet now, right?
No.
On your phone. Listen to me, bud. Go to your internet on your phone now, right?
Okay. So
there's going to be a Wi-Fi sent from your camera. Your phone's going to register under your Wi-Fi connections.
That's called a hotspot, bro.
So, okay, listen, Travis. You'll see Nikon pop up. Join it, and then you'll have a password come up, and just enter the password, and then go to your WMU app, and you're connected.
Okay.
I'm looking at it right now. So
okay. So I might be in the wrong spot. So right now, I don't see my Nikon showing up on my phone. Okay.
So go to your Wi-Fi settings in your iPhone, right?
Yep.
So tap it in. You're already going to see a check mark next to your network you're already connected to.
Yep.
Go to your camera now. Go into the connect to a smart device. Click it again. You should see a rotating box come up while it's trying to connect.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something right now. There's a shortcut to this that I said right at the very beginning. There's a button on the back of your phone.
Yeah, great. But I'm just showing you because you obviously, just listen, hear me out, man. It'll connect this way just the same. Shortcut or not, it'll connect the same. So once you highlight this, you'll see a rotating box. Then in your Wi-Fi, you'll see your Nikon My Networks pop up called Nikon P900. You connect to that, fill whatever password you need, and then you can operate the camera's ISO, shutter speed, and zoom, all from the app.
Please shut the door.
Okay. All right. So yeah,
Right.
I did see the Nikon come up, and
Yeah, connect to it and sign in the password if you have one.
yeah, it's
and
still
then go to
saying negotiating, so I'm not really sure. It hasn't brought up the password yet. But that is another step that I was not aware of, because I had always thought that it was just when I'm sure that you've transferred the, like if you took photos and you wanted to transfer it to your phone, that's what I was doing. That's what I thought was the connection that you were just describing. But what you just did right now is a completely different
this is
function.
to operate the camera wirelessly.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great.
That's why the WUM app is a wireless mobility utility app. It's for wireless capabilities.
So I wonder if I open that right now, because it's still just saying negotiating, like it's looking to do something. It can't figure something out to do. So hold on real quick. Yep, there it goes. So now it's take photos, remote selected. Okay, let me take off the screen cap. Yeah, okay. Sweet. Okay. Nice. So now I wonder then if I can stream from my camera on the Chesapeake. We'll see.
So yeah, so there's other
great.
ways.
I appreciate that. Now that is, like I said, it's a completely new function that I didn't understand before. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
No worries. I have many years experience with cameras and gear and stuff like that for shooting.
Awesome. All right. I don't even know what time is it. Okay, it's 10:40. So yeah, I guess trying to think through what was I trying to accomplish with that video, right? The video is just a part of the larger body of work to discuss the fact that the horizon that we see is always apparent. And depending on the index of refraction of the day, that horizon can be proximate-er, more proximate to you, or more distant. So what I discovered on a small scale at 3 miles, 5 miles, 9, and on, was that that horizon was always moving. And I started to think, well, if that happens at short distances, so think about this. If I'm looking across the Chesapeake Bay at only 5 miles, and I can't see the red roof house, and there are times when I can't see it, it's completely swallowed up by the band. It's gone. And there's a false horizon out there. There's a limit to the mirage, and I can't see through the mirage. But I can see the water end. Now, imagine if I backed up 10 miles. That same mirage is going to be there, and it's going to grow and get closer to me and block even more, because I've changed my angle of view by increasing distance. So if you're looking over 20 miles and there's an inferior mirage, that mirage could be 10 miles long. And the degree that you're looking at is covering not only distance that's on the horizontal, but it's also blocking the degree of height through that distance. So you're not going to, you're just simply going to exacerbate the phenomenon. Does that make sense? That what I was, again, this is the simplicity of our world. That what we see on a microcosm, on a small scale, simply carries over into the larger scale. It's very, very simple. It's very simple. I don't need to give you math. I can just show you on this day the horizon is closer to me. On the next day, it's farther away. Or there's an inferior, whatever it is. Or there's not a mirage, and the water is ramped up, and half of your subject is cut off, like the platforms. Well, there's not millions of gallons of water that just got dumped because I'm still on the beach where I was. And if there was millions of gallons of water that is now a hump of water, then why the hell am I not underwater? There's no way that there's it. That's why the globe model is complete insanity. It's insane. Because we don't see that we don't see those physics on a small scale. Oh, well, yeah, but the Earth's so big, it just, when you get, yeah, okay, so tell me when that happens. What size does it get? So, yeah, yeah, sure, if you're on a merry-go-round, but the Earth is so much bigger. Yeah, okay, so you tell me at what point you stop feeling the angular momentum of spin. Can't do it. You can tell me that it happens, because everybody, if you're out there listening, okay, you know what you know, right? The little kid who points his finger and says, "Why are you adults insane? The Emperor's got no clothes. He's naked. I can see his willy. He's naked. Shh, Johnny. Shh. Don't say anything. He's got beautiful clothes. They're beautiful. They're so beautiful." Okay? You are enamored with the impossibility of a spherical globe. It's impossible. You cannot do anything but tell me the Emperor has clothes on, when I can see he doesn't. And then you take me, oh, no, feel it. Can't you feel how silk? Feel this silk. I don't want to say, what the fuck? You're insane. Oh, no. Water can curve. Water can bend. As you get to a certain point, it'll bend. It'll start bending. At a certain point, you'll stop. You won't feel the spin anymore. Okay, show me. Okay? You know when you're on an angle. You know when you're upside down. Well, but on a spherical Earth, where it's in the vacuum of space, where there's no friction, there's what's the stupid line of momentum that never ends? This is the momentum that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. Somebody started spinning it so long ago, and it just kept spinning and spinning and spinning. What the fuck, people? Wake up.
Travis, are you ranting?
I'm ranting. But
Just
I think
checking.
it's sensible. Is it not? You threw off my groove, Danielle. Thanks a lot.
Good. Thank God.
All right. There you go. Did I scare off SE Montreal? Did I scare off Flat Earth Data? Dissident.
We're here.
The dissident.
What am I looking at?
Hey, Aaron finally made it.
I got it. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
You're iPhone boy. Okay, it just says iPhone.
Dude, yeah, I was trying to figure out all this shit. Come on.
Dissident. Can you give it a mic check? Are you out there? I think you've been here before. At least I've seen your name with the exclamation points.
Did you see his beard?
Who?
Jeremiah, dissident.
No.
That was pretty badass.
Where's he at? How would I have seen
Where'd you
him?
go?
Did he show his face?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can't see it?
No, I didn't have it pulled up. Where's the...
In my view, I see like your stuff and then everybody in a little box across the top.
Yeah. So I had that pulled down. I gotta remember how to open that up now.
It looks like his camera's frozen now.
can't remember how to make this bigger.
Oh,
I
he
gotta
said he
stop
has no
sharing. I have to
sound.
stop sharing. There we go. Oh,
He
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
hear
yeah. Dissident. I remember you. Yep. Welcome back.
He says he has no sound and he can't hear. He just typed it in.
Okay, so I think that's going to be on your end. You're going to have to go into your settings. Are you on your phone?
He can't hear you, Travis.
Oh, you can't hear at all? Oh. I just thought... Listen. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Smurf, people.
Well, that was funny, though.
Okay. Why isn't he responding to me?
I thought Danielle was spiking her ice cream.
What?
All right, Aaron, welcome to the show, Aaron. You were causing some trouble over there on Ranty with Pete Shea. He was getting a little bit miffed at you.
Who, Pete Shea or me?
Pete Shea. No, I thought you were.
Yeah.
I thought you were spot on. As usual.
I mean, what do you mean? What point? Because
I think I came in.
Pete Shea is spot on certain points.
Sure. Right? Yeah.
Ah, there it is.
There he is. You got him. Welcome to the show. Sorry, I'm typing into the chat right now. Responding to Ed Freeze. Yeah, so Chris Berry, you're out there. If you want to join the show, there's the link. Come on, join the show there, Ed.
Chris Berry.
Join the show, Ed.
Awesome.
Anybody can join. Let's have a party. I can't remember how many people are allowed in here, but we'll see how many people we can fit into this VW bug.
Thank you, guys, for actually telling me how to get on. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So let's see. Hey guys, I can't hear. Travis, can you hear me? That flat fellow. Who's that? Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? I hope it comes out your nose.
God, I'm so glad I swallowed it before you did that.
Let's see. Where Dissident disappeared? Okay, I don't know. Why are you laughing? What did I say?
Nothing.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Giggle. Giggle report.
All right. Ed Freeze. That's no evidence. That's one observation. You need temperature, a scale, time of day, location, just a picture.
Travis, I don't believe you made any claim.
Oh, my
You were just
word.
presenting your observation anyway.
Okay, so Ed, please provide any evidence that I'm obligated to have a temperature reading, a scale, time of day, location. Just produce any data that you can show me that I am obligated to meet your standards. Welcome back, Dissident. Are you still audio and... You guys still have audio and video?
I can hear you.
I'm not talking to you. Your name now.
I can hear you.
Awesome. Okay. All right. What are we gonna do, party people? Anybody want to carry this show? Because I was on a rant, but then Danielle stopped me.
Typical woman.
I know, right?
You're welcome.
As if that's what I wanted. You're welcome, honey. That's not what I wanted. I didn't want to stop ranting.
What do we want to talk about? Because I can't see. Actually, I got my phone here. Who's on and what's going on? I know Montreal's here. You're here. Eyes is here, and we have who else?
Dissident is his screen name.
All right, cool. Dissident, do you want to make a point or an objection or?
Yeah, the only thing I've noticed is I've had a lot of people trying to claim that full-court spindle improves it. Full-court spindle
Full-court pendulum, are you saying Does what?
Your audio's kind of cutting out there, Ed.
I think he's got background noise when he opens up, but
Yeah, it sounds like a loudspeaker.
sounds like you're in a waiting room or something.
Kind of. I'm at a pre-release center.
Travis, that's mean. Come on.
Oh, that's no. It sounds like he's like in a place where other people are.
Stereotype like he's an old guy.
What?
Come on. I mean, come on.
Okay, Aaron, I don't think anybody but you said that. No, I heard you say that people have tried to tell you something about the pendulum. What about it?
I've had people try to tell me that the pendulum proves the globe Earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they sure do, don't they?
Yeah, they're like fixated on it.
Okay, so what do we think? What's your name? Will or?
It's Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah.
Yeah. What do we think about that? What do we see? What should we talk about?
I don't know. I'm open to anything.
Okay, cool. So Eyes has done. Take over, Eyes.
I might have looked at a swinging ball or two.
You're not an on contract.
I don't blush much.
Yeah.
But that was.
I need more ice cream. Hang on.
More ice cream
I
or
mean,
more schnapps?
What? There is only there. Yeah. Okay. Forget about it. Okay. No, like for real.
You're making me laugh.
I've watched so many of those, and they go all directions. They will literally switch direction of precession. The same pendulum. So what is it showing? And it's not just the one that I usually show just to be an ass that's not going the right speed. I've rarely found one that shows the proper rate of precession. It's based on latitude. It hardly happens.
They're consistent.
It's so inconsistent, and then they want to say, "Oh, it's air resistance," or I don't know.
Currents. Or which side of the hemisphere it's on.
Yeah, but curiously, south of what would be, I guess, called the equator, I can't find a live stream for any that should be going counterclockwise. I can't find one.
That's weird, right?
At all. So you can cause them to go any direction.
I don't know who that was.
Mic check.
Mr.
Yeah,
Bubbly.
Brian?
How you doing? I just had a little something to run by you here in a minute.
What's going on, Brian?
Hey, Aaron. I'm gonna get a better signal. I'm gonna get a better signal here, and I'll join in.
No worries.
Yeah, you sound good, so don't mess with anything.
Roger that.
Yeah, I can hear you pretty good.
Tempo on that. So, Travis, the Jeremiah, the guy that I was speaking to, does he have a point he might want to make, or I don't know?
He was just joining the same team, okay?
Okay, that's exactly what I think.
Well, the only point I was making is that people claim the Foucault pendulum and it doesn't work.
Yeah, is that guy gone?
That's a total joke, the Foucault pendulum.
Is what guy gone, Brian?
The guy who was just giving you instructions on the, not instructions, but trying to give you another way to get in the...
Yeah, I think Flat Earth Dad is gone.
Oh, that's who that was. Okay. Yeah. Y'all,
yeah, he's gone.
I want to say he was on the, he was mentioning a point that I was mentioning earlier that, and I know you've heard it before, but things definitely leave our mind a lot. But, man, I was trying to explain on Jose's show a couple days ago. I was trying today, but I couldn't. But I was explaining to them, I told them because I have a couple lasers and I have an instrument, and I've always my whole life used the the visual instrument for surveying. And because I've been doing it my whole life, man, off and on. But anyway, I was telling them that when you look through that, it's basically like a telescope with a crosshair in it. That's all it is. It's like a mini telescope with a crosshair in it. It's used for leveling the ground. But long story short, I was trying to explain to them because you know how you try to explain perspective to them, and it just kind of it either goes over their head or they act like it goes over their head. But so I was talking to Blue. I requested him specifically because I've talked to him about it before. But I told him, well, on the ground, doesn't the horizon rise to our eye level or right there at it, just to prevent an argument? And he's like, yeah. And I said, okay, well, picture this. And I said, we're looking through the instrument, and we got a 5-foot story pole or a tape measure, whatever, in the ground, and we're looking through them crosshairs. About 5 foot tall, and we got a 5-foot stick, and it shows 5 foot on the stick at 50 foot away, and then 100 foot away it shows 5 foot. Right as you back up, but in the field, it's kind of an industry standard that you're not supposed to go more than I've heard 200 and 250, but you're not supposed to exceed 250 feet.
300,
I've always heard
300 at an 1/8 inch deflection is the.
I've never heard 300, but I'm not going to argue it because it's right there. But anyway, I've always heard
standard. It's a CST standard. It's a TopCon standard.
Okay. Well, I'm talking about in the industry I'm in anyway, but and at the survey shop, I've heard 2 and 250. Now I've heard 300. Okay, so anyway, but so as the ground starts coming up, I was trying to tell Blue, and I couldn't understand why he was saying, I'm like, once you get like a mile away, because I've always heard or either misheard that it was perspective is why you can't go further than that because the ground starts coming up. Anyway, he's sitting there saying that off in the distance, and he wouldn't bet me though. He's sitting there saying that it'll start reading more than 5 foot, which means the tape measure is actually going down, like the earth is dropping. So you're going to read 6 foot means it's dropping 1 foot, right? Or 7 foot, it's dropping 2 feet. If our original reading is 5 foot.
Brian, what's the longest distance you look through? Have you actually taken a horizon?
No, man. I've looked a few miles
from a transit.
I've never surveyed, but I've looked through it just for the telescope for a few miles. But hold on, I'm almost done with. I'm almost done with this point, and I've got blocked every time, and this is a very important point. Okay. So anyway, so I'm trying to tell Aaron, please.
I want to ask
man.
you a separate question. But
okay, just wait. Just wait till he's done, Aaron.
Okay. Will do.
Anyway, so when we're surveying, okay, and I ain't got to go back through all that. Y'all are with me, right? So the ground comes. So Blue is not willing to bet, but he is swearing. And I told him I'd bet him any amount of money he wants that as you get further away, you start reading shorter because the ground comes up. It's just optical. I mean, whether it's optical or physical, optically through that instrument, through them crosshairs, the further we get, the less we read. You see what I'm saying? He's like, no, the more you read. And he's sitting there thinking like, Aaron, God dang it, I'm almost done, bro. You got all night, bro. I just got to get this one point across. Okay. Anyway, so if the ground is coming up, so physically we see the instrument, we see the tape measure going, we see it going, we see the dang thing. Hold on a second. Hold on.
The crosshairs. Right. You see.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, we see the numbers going down the further we get. But then when I've got to thinking about it, and so if you're looking at the horizon 90 degrees, that crosshair is going to be dead on the horizon. So what I was trying to explain to him, but I kept getting cut off, is that I was trying to get him to think, like, if the crosshairs are dead on the horizon at ground level, and if that stick is sitting on the horizon, then you're basically going to read 0 on the stick, right? But so what I got to thinking is that's like a vanishing point. I mean, we've all said that vanishing point, and all that, but So I got it on paper, once we see the ground starts rising up to eye level, but once it hits eye level and the sky catches up with the ground, then it starts going back down again. So I drew that on paper. I've heard people say if a boat's going away from you, like if you got a boat going away, like if me and you were sitting on one side of an island, and you got a boat going away from me and a boat going away from you, then they both dip down, right? Making the earth look like a McDonald's.
No,
I don't know if you've ever heard that.
I don't
But
know what
see,
you're
so
talking
we're-
about. Dip down. What are you talking about?
I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know if you've ever heard anybody say that, but we're drawing it wrong. So on paper, what you got to do.
So let's both be on the same page here.
Hey, buddy.
Brian, you said a lot.
So what you got to do on paper?
Everything you
on
said.
paper is
Hold
draw.
on.
Hold on. Let me
on.
jump in real quick. Let me be the bad guy. Let me be the bad guy.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold, Aaron, please wait. Brian, you have a lot to say, and I feel a lot of the times you don't know what you're going to say, and you struggle to say it. So it
and
takes.
There's people that we can advance what he's talking
Aaron,
about.
pretty sure
but
I
he
was
won't
talking.
let
Pretty
me-
sure I was talking, Aaron.
Sorry, Travis.
Okay. So it just becomes a long process of trying, and I'm even a little bit lost, and I'm trying to follow you. But you're excited, you're passionate about it, but I think that maybe we can, because Aaron knows. I've heard him say it. He knows what you're saying. He agrees, and
Yes.
so I think we can maybe have some interaction. Go ahead, Aaron.
I would like to ask Brian, what those crosshairs he's talking about? Does he know the name of them? What is the name of the crosshairs? It's called a stadia. Just so you know, a stadium, right? They're called stadia. Okay, and have you ever heard of Brian? That guy in Australia called the dumpy level guy. You know, they call our transits. We call them transits here in the States. They call them dumpies. And he looked out and he was like, "Yep, horizon drops." Have you seen that video ever, Brian?
Oh, I think he rage quit.
Okay, he might have rage quit. But what's happening is when you look over through what Brian's talking about, which is a transit level, you know, the lens, it's not a focal lens. You can't move it in or out. It's just the optical lens. And when this is what Rumpus talks about too, Travis, right? Is when you look out with a transit, you know, the horizon drops. That's what they say. Now,
go ahead.
I don't know if
they
that's
say-
what Brian was talking about. Go ahead. Sorry, Montreal.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt, but according to the 3959, it has to drop. There's no they say or he says or this is geographic. But we don't see that. Why? Because we can see, for example, the Black Swan, which is at 9.5. We can see further the horizon. So we know for sure that the 3959 that they tell us is wrong. 100%. There's no question. There's no if buts about it. We can say that for certain.
Go ahead. Sorry, I just said boom. Sorry.
Right.
No, I was done.
I agree. Obviously. I mean, there comes a point where geography, you know, in their own math, makes it obvious that it's not what they say it is. It can't be.
Yeah.
Then they're going to use, you know, refraction and any
in the past,
conveniently, you know, perfectly timed and measured, perfect amount of refraction every time.
In the past 3 years, they've used their math to debunk us. They've used that. And what Montreal and I Travis just said today, right now, is like, you cannot use that anymore. So what is the go-to? What are they going to do?
Well, now they're, saying that, oh, well, this calculation isn't accurate. Don't use that. Little things like that here and there. And, oh, well,
refraction.
yeah, it's always refraction. And it's
I heard
always
some other
turning everything
moronic-
around.
Yeah, I heard some other moronic things that let's take away the atmosphere. If you can believe that.
Yeah. What the fuck?
They take everything we would argue and just like add globe in, and like it's just
Scrambling
it's gonna work.
like little fish.
Well, I mean, I've said this before, and I'll say it again, that this needs to be taken to the next level. It's not going to be settled talking to Rumpus. It's going to be settled. It's not going to be settled talking to Blue. These guys have absolutely no standing in the world. So if anybody is out there, if you hear this signal going out into the vast regions of the aether, if this is you, this has to get taken to the next level somehow. It has to be presented to the academia. Otherwise, it's not going to go anywhere. I mean, and I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be a grassroots movement. Maybe it's supposed to be, just people going out on the street corner and talking to people as they pass by. Oh, by the way, so I thought about this with the whole Nathan Thompson debacle. If you guys want to influence children, all you got to do is get those finger rockets. You know those finger rockets that are foam rockets that you can shoot and put messages of flat Earth on those things and just shoot them into the park. Just go pow, 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 pow. Nobody's going to think you're doing anything crazy. Just leave them. Kids will pick that shit up and play with them, and they'll say, oh, the Earth is flat.
Just don't shoot it at an elementary during school hours. Let's not do that.
No. If you go, listen. You go to an open park.
Let's not use the term, Travis. Let's not use the term influence children, okay? Because it could be bad. Okay, let's talk about how about spreading knowledge. Okay?
If you want to free the children, how about that?
Very good. Much more better than influencing children. We don't need that on Travis's channel there.
I don't understand. What's your point?
What, an airplane, little girl?
What? Influencing? What's wrong with saying influencing a child? I mean, I'm serious. I'm not trying to be a. I'm trying to understand what your
Maybe it sounds a little like brainwashing to him.
Yeah. You can influence your children all day long, no problem. But mine,
yeah.
You're not going to influence mine, right?
Okay.
Well, in a public sense, is what I mean. Right? Even though the public schools do that all day long, and they influence our children all fucking day long, and basically rape their mind of what truth is. However, Nathan Thompson did nothing wrong by standing on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, just talking.
I mean, when I watched it, I got cringy. I was like, oh. But I think I told you about this yesterday. That's only because we live in the day that we do. Because I know what people will think and respond when they see that. 30, 40 years ago?
Yeah, no big deal. Today, he's suspicious. He's a terrorist. He's disorderly. He's, like, name the crime. He's got it right there.
See, this is a tricky, slippery slope here. We got to be careful because children are children. Now, I have nothing against Nathan. I like Nathan. We know he didn't mean anything wrong by what he did. We know he wasn't harmed to the children, but you got to look at it from the other side of the fence. They didn't know who he was. Now, what I'm trying to say is, I think children should be out of bounds in this game, on either side, on anybody. Children should be untouchable. That's my point of view.
I agree with you, Montreal, and that's when the teacher, the recess teacher who's out there, if there's a meth dealer walking down the sidewalk, and peddling meth down the sidewalk, that it's the teacher's job to protect children. Don't go over there, right? Get away from the fence. The school set up that fence. They put that fence there. It's not Nathan. He didn't put that fence there, or the meth dealer. So there's a fine line between walking down the street peddling meth and two children, which are right there across, right behind the fence, or saying something, just saying something, right? Walking down the street saying something. Hey, I think this is flat. Is can Montreal? Can they trespass my voice? As far as my voice can go.
You're
I'm
missing
not.
the point, Aaron. You're missing the point. The point
What do you
is,
think?
if you want to influence that situation, you go to the I don't know. You go to your governor. You go to the school board.
Oh, okay.
You try to change it in another manner. I'm not saying that don't change it. I'm saying you don't involve children in it.
People have influenced school boards. I mean, a little here and there by bringing up inaccuracies that are provable, that are, have been proven in court as inaccurate. Things that are still printed in
But
school.
we'll never. Sorry, As, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, that's it. But right, you have
We'll
to take
never
a
change
more
the school
aggressive
boards.
approach. But
We'll
I mean,
never
yeah,
change
not
the
wholly.
school boards ever, right?
I mean, you won't change anything if you don't try, though.
Well, look
Welcome
at it
to the
this way.
show,
Let's say
Storm.
you're the guard of the school, right? And you're in charge of those kids, right? And you see somebody yelling at the kids. What are you going to do? You don't know who he is. You don't know what he's saying. You don't know what he's offering them, right?
Montreal, let me cut you off and turn the table. The teacher in there is yelling at the kids and cutting them off and telling them exactly what to believe. The teacher in the classroom that they all run back into, right? So what's the difference, kind of? You know what I mean?
I agree with you. At one point, I'm saying don't yell at the kids. Meanwhile, they're brainwashing them 24/7 in school. Yeah, I get the irony of that.
Sure. So where are we now, right?
Still, you don't mess with kids. Bottom line, kids are always number one when you're thinking of this issue.
But Nathan didn't mess with kids. He was walking
Yes, he
down a
did.
sidewalk.
Yes, he did. Sorry. Yes, he did.
Okay, I will
Kids
ask
were
you.
playing in the yard, and he went and he started yelling at them. I have to say the truth. I love you, Nathan, but stay away from kids, man.
Okay, hold on. Let
Looks
me jump
bad.
in. Let me jump in. So when you say he started yelling at them, what does that mean? What do you mean?
That means the kids were in the yard doing their school stuff, and he went up to the fence and he started yelling at them. You guys saw the video?
No, I know, but I'm just trying to, because all you did was just say again that he started yelling, but yelling like he raised his voice so they could hear him, right? He raised his voice so that he could say what he wanted to say, and say, "Hey,
Yeah,
kids!"
but what business do you have going to a school?
No,
there's
okay,
no,
right,
No.
I agree.
I don't know.
I mean,
Montreal,
again,
he didn't go to a school. He
Yes, he
was
did.
walking down the sidewalk.
No, okay, Aaron, no.
But he didn't go to a school. He did not enter the school. There is a definite perimeter of a school. He did not violate or trespass that perimeter.
All
No,
right.
he didn't.
Okay, I really don't want to get completely off on this tangent in terms of the minutia. Okay, it was a school. It was a large playground.
Doesn't matter.
Was,
There's a sidewalk
I
in front of the
know,
school.
I know what you're. Yeah, I know. You and I talked about this last night.
Okay.
I get that
I'll
part. I get that
I'll
part.
mute. I'll mute.
All of my point to say, and I think we should just move on from this because I don't think it's worth talking about. When I saw what he did, I was uncomfortable. That's not the way I would go about it. I would set up in a public place, and if anybody wanted to approach me and talk about it, then that's the way I would go. Because of our society.
He went to a college.
Well, a college is different.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, a college is different. I mean, but you can also see, Dell
Or a university, go all day long with a bullhorn.
I mean, I get it. Yeah,
no problem.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It would have to be subversive propaganda. Like I said, taking those little finger rockets and just going, pew, research flat Earth, pew. But anyway, I think we can move on from here. So I am.
Well, I've gone out and spray painted the sides of bridges.
Montreal.
Hold on,
Montreal.
Hold on, Aaron. I'm sorry.
No. I have to say to Montreal.
Okay.
My only take of this is he was arrested on public property, and I'm a more legalistic point of view. So yes, what he was doing there on public property, I agree with you. Like, shouldn't do it. Okay, I'm just not happy that he was arrested. That's all. Okay.
All right, Dissident, go ahead.
I've spray painted research flat Earths on the sides of bridges.
Does it look good?
Yeah.
Are you an artist?
Somewhat.
Oh, okay.
I can draw letters, not pictures.
Got it. I'm sorry, I'm tangling with a troll. All right, anybody else? Storm, are you you want to jump into the fray and add anything to say? Go to mic check.
Yeah, mic check.
Welcome to the show
I
again.
hear you.
Glad to have
Hey,
you
man,
back.
sorry, just trying to choke down a taco. But I heard you guys talking about, Nathan. I spent all day going back and forth with people on, Facebook over, their take on his actions, and I agree that it wasn't the best idea. In hindsight, I'm sure Nathan is half kicking himself for doing that and putting himself out there like that. Probably rethinking next time he goes by a school, he probably shouldn't. He probably won't be yelling out at the kids. But I had these people talking about how this guy is threatening and I found it more irrational, the people's reaction, the teachers especially, and getting some back sound. Dissident?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Dissident, can you go on mute?
Oh, sure.
Thanks.
I think, they were saying that his actions were irrational. I don't think his actions were rational. I maybe not well thought out. Hindsighting it, I'm sure he's kicking himself a little bit. But I don't think his actions were irrational. How can you look at somebody, some clean-cut kid, walking his dog with a selfie stick, having some fun with kids? Hey, you guys want to see some cool flyers? That is a non-threatening action. If the teachers were, whatever, they should have came over and said, hey, you really shouldn't be yelling at the kids. What are you handing out here? Something like that. I had a guy literally arguing that he would have taken a gun and held him at gunpoint until the police showed up and accused him of a crime. I said, what crime? Whose rights did he violate? Who did he harm? What damage is there? Is it not well thought out? Yes, it wasn't well thought out. But is it threatening or something like that? No, man. It's just not well thought out. And I agree with Aaron, where legally speaking, he committed no crime. He didn't disrupt anything. It's their actions that are irrational. Their reaction to him is irrational, not Nathan.
Did Nathan trespass at all?
No, he's never trespassed. Walking down public sideway. If they don't want somebody to
Okay.
yell across the fence, put up a higher fence and block it.
That's right. Block the fucking fence. There you go. Otherwise, I can hold up a sign that says "fuck Trump" or "fuck anything" in front of kids, and I can yell that too, and I can drop flyers. If Nathan handed through the fence, if he handed flyers through the fence, that might be an issue, a little bit, right, Storm? But I don't know if he did or not.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know if legally you would draw a line between over a fence or through a fence.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
right.
he reached over. He had flyers in his hand. He was like reaching over, like he was going to try to touch Trump if Trump was passing by. I mean, the guy was like, "Hey guys, take these flyers. They'll explain the Earth is flat."
Yeah, not a great idea, man. I'm not defending it.
Yeah, it was a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah, it wasn't a great idea. But was it criminal? Fuck no.
No, not criminal.
Did the school?
And Storm, what do you think?
Yes.
Storm, what do you think about this? That from the report that I heard, that Nathan was called one day later by authorities, and then the next day later they showed up and arrested him at his house.
They had to make sure they had all their T's crossed and their I's dotted so they could actually go.
Yeah, but what the fuck is that? Home arrest? Is that the America we live in? Home arrest? Nobody does that for obstruction of justice, right? Or disorderly conduct. Come on, dude. This is getting crazy, right?
So we got some nut job in the chat. La Breca. Nathan was on public property.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He
wasn't on school property.
At all times, he was on public property. Yep. Even the school is called public property, but let's just not go there,
All right, we might have a troll joining. Let's see if Ed Freeze wants to put his money where his mouth is.
Storm.
Go ahead.
I'll say, Storm, what do you think about Nathan being arrested at his house after no investigation?
Under any circumstances, if the police or prosecutors investigate what they feel is a crime, and when they're done investigating, they feel a crime was actually committed, then yes, they have every right to go out, file a complaint and go out and arrest a person. I mean,
a misdemeanor.
Now that being said, I mean, we all get charged with crimes whether it's actually not a crime. You have to prove a crime was committed. In other words, they would have to prove that he violated somebody's legal rights.
No. They didn't prove it. They didn't prove it. They showed up to his house and arrested him right there.
No, I'm saying
that's fucking wrong, dude. That's
what
wrong.
I'm saying is that if they were going to allege that Nathan committed a crime,
we're not talking about the court case. We're talking about the initial action of the enforcement body showing up saying, we without further investigation, we're going to arrest you right now and take you in and book you because, we have a charge called obstruction of justice, or what is it, Travis? Disturbance of the peace, some bullshit, right?
It's
that's all fucking bullshit, man. Right?
What was it? Public
Public
If it happens to
disorderly conduct.
Yeah, disorderly
This
conduct.
disorderly conduct. So if it happens to Nathan, it'll happen to you. Is what I'm thinking, right?
Well, it happens to people every single day. You know, point is,
Yeah, it
you know,
does.
I mean, they
we
have a
do
right.
nothing about it.
Listen, the cops can do whatever they want to. It's our job to learn how to defend ourselves against.
You can't defend yourself against a corrupt judicial system.
Well, I beg to differ.
The judge
I do it all the
hires the
time.
cops, right? We know this, right? The judge hires the cops.
But I've been driving without a license for 30 years. The cops pull up behind my truck when I'm going down the road.
I mean,
they run
that's
my
fine.
they run my license plate and they turn off.
Yeah.
They know I
Yeah,
don't
but
have a
most
license,
people-
insurance, or anything else, and they just turn off because because I've made my way in court and I've done what I've done in the courtroom and to judges and to attorneys, and they don't want me in their courtroom, so they just pull off. They don't want me in their courtroom. So you can defend yourself.
Can I ask you a question, Storm? How long did it take before you got to that point?
Well, there's a learning curve, learn how to do it, and then there's the, I mean, I had a case in 2008 where they had controlled buys. They rented the house next to me and surveilled me. They spent lots and lots of money to bust me. And my first offer was a year in prison for the charge. I had 8 felonies against me, and took a year and a half.
Traffic crimes are not felonies, by the way.
This has nothing to do with, this isn't a traffic crime. Well, it actually is.
Okay, so you had 8 felonies for like murder and shit. Like
no, all drug
shit?
related charges.
Okay.
All drug related charges. But anyway, so I was looking at 8 felonies, and a year in prison. A year and a half later, I settled for 2 weeks in jail, no probation, no parole. So do I consider that a win? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, that's a win.
Well, yeah, especially, considering
2 years
your
later,
record.
2 years later, I went in and I was my own attorney in a DUI case. When I was done with that case, the judge walked off the bench, came around, shook my hand, said, whatever you consider yourself, he says, you are by far the most knowledgeable. Hang on. He says, the judge literally walked off the bench, came around the bench, walked down and shook my hand and said,
No, he didn't. He didn't. He didn't.
Yeah.
No, that's
Aaron,
just in
come
your
on,
mind.
man. Don't be calling him out like that.
I'm gonna call it out because
okay,
Storm.
well, I'm gonna
I
move on.
trusted him. I trusted him before. Okay, I won't. All right.
Thank you. All right, we've got a new panelist in the fray. Ed Freeze, can we get you do a mic check, please?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. So Ed and I have been going back and forth in the chat about the fact that Ed thinks that the photos that I provide can be argued for a globe Earth as well. So you want to pick up from where you want to start off there, Ed?
Yeah, my question is, why should anyone believe you over me when we both use the same pictures?
It depends on what our claim is, I suppose, right? So,
well, my claim is the opposite of your claim, so why should anyone believe you over me or me over you?
Okay,
if
so
we
what's
both
your
use
claim?
the same pictures.
What's your claim?
My claim is the exact opposite of yours.
I know you said that already.
Yeah, so why should anyone believe you
What's
over
your
me?
claim?
Why should anyone
that's a question. I'm asking
Yeah, that's
you.
the question. That's the question I've been asking you in chat for like 15 minutes.
Okay,
and
so
you won't answer.
Okay, you're on the panel.
Yeah.
I'm simply asking you to start the ball rolling. What is your claim?
I simply have a question.
Well, a question isn't a claim.
That's right. I don't have a claim. That's correct.
Oh, okay. So what's your question?
Why should anyone believe you over me or me over you?
What are we saying? Why should they believe what I'm very handsome? Should they believe that? I mean, what are we talking about?
No, we're talking about the Earth.
Danielle, why are you laughing right now? So why should anybody believe you over me, right? So what
Or
is
you
it?
over me.
Okay.
You're
what is
arguing with a sociopath, Travis.
Yeah, I know, right?
There's no point.
What is
That's just an insult.
Ed.
That's not an argument.
Yeah. Ed, what is it they're supposed to believe?
Well, what's your claim about the Earth?
I asked you what your claim was, and now you're reversing the burden and putting it back on me. You came in here and said, why should anybody believe you over me? And I said to you, what's your claim? You then said, I don't have a claim, I have a question. So then I asked you to repeat your question, and then I said what I said, and then you said, what's your claim? So why am I obligated to give you my claim when I started this out with my question about what your claim is, and you hand-wave dismissed me?
Yeah,
Want to try again?
He presented his claim. What's yours?
You keep talking about the flat Earth based on your pictures. So I can use your pictures and say the Earth is a cube, for example.
Okay, or is that your argument? Are you going to make that argument?
I'm just giving you an example.
Okay, so you're wasting our time.
No, I'm just asking you a question.
What's your argument, Ed?
Why should anyone believe you over anyone else if they both use your pictures?
Who's using my pictures?
Picture, Ed?
Yeah, who's using my pictures? Okay, go ahead, Essie. I'll step back.
No. Sorry, I just wondering if he has any specific picture, so we can start somewhere. Any picture that caught your eye, Ed?
You're not getting my question.
I think he's cutting down to the why should someone believe one person over another. Do you mean in any situation? It comes down to the observer and what
not in any situation.
I mean, he's presented what he believes is his evidence toward the situation of flat Earth.
Right,
You've presented nothing in this scenario, so why should anyone listen to you in the first place?
No, you're not listening. It doesn't matter which evidence I present. I'm just using his pictures. I'm just using his pictures, and I can say whatever I want. I can claim whatever I want. I can claim the Earth is a triangle. I can claim the Earth is a cube. I can say whatever I want based on the same pictures.
If your pictures don't match your claim, then they shouldn't listen to you anyway.
You're right. Danielle, hold on. Danielle's correct. Okay, listen. No, Ed, no, this is my show. Listen.
Right.
You are not... Oh, okay. I thought someone else left. You are not making a bona fide claim right now. You're just simply talking rhetoric, saying, I could, okay?
Right.
Let's not do that. If we're going to have... Why not?
Yeah, it's
because
very easy
I could
question.
say that I'm the most handsome guy in the world. I could say that, but that's not relevant to what we're talking about.
Yeah, but that's not what your channel is about. Your channel is about
here,
Earth.
Right, again, in the 10 minutes that we've been doing this, we haven't gotten anywhere.
Yeah, because you won't answer me.
Well, it's because he's a distractor, Travis.
Yeah.
This won't end.
Yeah, I don't think this is...
That's his job.
I mean, Ed, again... You don't
That's just an insult.
You're just being argumentative.
I mean, if you're insulted by the truth.
So
that's rather narcissistic.
That's another insult. It means nothing.
Ed, honestly, listen.
Yeah. What's up?
If you're interested, I can send you a collection of my photos.
Right.
And you can use my photos. I'll give you all the data that I have. Again,
okay.
I don't have data on the temperature. I don't have data on the density. I don't give a shit about any of that stuff.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you where I was located and all that kind of stuff. If you want to make a presentation, knock yourself out. But right now, this is not going anywhere. You don't have anything except rhetoric.
Even if I've had a presentation, why should anyone believe you over me?
It depends on how smurfing good your presentation is.
Right.
Can I jump in here?
So no, I have just one more question. Does that mean I don't need evidence?
Okay, hold on, Storm. Okay, Ed, do you know what I have presented as evidence?
Yeah, your pictures.
Okay, so have I made the claim that I don't need evidence?
Well, basically, yeah.
No. Not well, basically.
Yeah.
Answer my question.
No, listen.
No, sir. Have I made the claim that I
don't need evidence.
I asked if I needed
Excuse
evidence.
me.
I asked
Objection,
if I.
Your Honor.
Yeah,
He's
seriously.
not answering my question, Your Honor. It's a yes or no question, Ed. It's very simple. Ed,
Right.
have I
Yeah.
made the claim that I don't need evidence?
Right.
Just say no, Ed.
What's
just
what
Okay,
do
I'm
you
gonna
consider
kick
as
you. You've got
evidence?
10 seconds,
No,
Ed, and you're
what do you
kicked.
consider as evidence?
10 seconds. 9.
Define evidence.
8.
What do you say evidence is?
7.
You're not
6,
defining evidence.
Just say no,
5,
Ed, so you
You're
can.
not defining
4,
evidence.
3.
Later, dude.
2.
You lost.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, loser.
So, sorry about that,
He
Storm. I know
gets,
you wanted to jump in the fray there, Storm, but he made that
Oh,
last claim about not needing evidence.
Yeah, I don't
It was
believe
kind
it.
of cute though.
So,
Just saying.
where do you think he was from? He had that. What was that? A French flag behind him or something? Ripped
Had a
like
nice
blue.
blunt
Sounded
going.
German.
Yeah, I thought
That
he
wasn't
was,
a German flag. No.
No, it wasn't a German flag, but he did sound like he was maybe.
No.
What's that old terminology for the Germans?
I think it was a Dutch flag, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
He could have been Russian.
Yeah, we call that Deutsch.
Deutsch is German.
Let me just jump in. To answer his question, why should any of us believe anyone? Nobody should believe anyone for anything. People present their evidence. People like Travis go out and spend thousands of hours collecting these images that we can then later disseminate and try and objectively discern what we're seeing in these images. We are only looking for the truth in these images. Nobody really makes any claims. I've never really heard Travis make a super claim. We're all just trying to discern what we're seeing there. And so, we don't believe anyone. Travis is not, you don't believe somebody. You look at the evidence and judge it for yourself.
When a guy like Travis presents information that he gathers, I don't take that as an absolute claim, right, Storm? So.
Well, if okay, let's take ether band. I mean, that's kind of a thing that Travis, right? And so, yeah. So take that one little example. Whether people agree or disagree, we still have those images to disseminate. And whether you define that miraging or that band that we all see in all these images, whether you define it as ether band, that's anybody's choice. But the fact is, we can all see with our own eyes what those images are telling us. And when you dissect them, they're impossible on a globe. I mean, that's really what it all boils down to. I don't care what you call it. Those images that are captured are impossible on a ball. That's it. If we live, if the Earth is 3959, every
Well, let me
horizon
do this
measurement
real quick. Let me pull this up because
square root of the observer.
I want to ask you guys.
Too far, and that's it. We see too far. Travis spends thousands of hours to help us prove that for ourselves, that we see farther than we should on a geometric sphere. So, much props to Travis. I love you, bro. That you do great work, and I appreciate all your time, man.
Well, I do appreciate that, and everything that I put out is open for discussion. I have to really limit the way that I interact on YouTube because you just have trolls making stupid comments. But every once in a while, someone will make a comment, and you think, oh, I've got somebody who's going to have an honest discussion. And then after a while, it gets to where it got with Ed right now, where I'm asking them questions of clarification, and they will not answer my question. And I'm thinking, this is not going to go anywhere. I'm trying to get you to define your terms.
Like I had this one guy. I'm not gonna get whatever. Okay, so I need to share my screen, and I want to talk through this real quick and just get because I put it up on the video, and I know that I had it up on there for a bit of time, but if it was the first time coming across it, it might not have been. Okay, hold on. There's this. Oh, there we go. And share the screen. And okay. So here is something that I was trying to communicate. And I started to do this. Shout out to Aaron Moorfeld for the $1.99 super chat. Appreciate that. Thanks, Aaron. So we've got here in the middle of the frame what I tried to represent as the law of perspective. That we have the railroad tracks symbolized by the pyramid going into the distance. So you have that point of convergence. Okay, so that horizontal line across the middle, that red line, we can see where it would make sense. Okay, yeah, I'm comfortable making that the vanishing point, so that everything above that line is physical, everything below it is not. So when we have these discussions with ballers and we ask the question, okay, and this is what I put in the video, why can't we see more water beyond what we do see? What's your answer? What's going to be their answer? You know? Are they going to say it's refraction? Okay, so then that would take us down to an interesting discussion because that's what we say. It's refraction. This is not a physical location unless you've got something on that line, because otherwise this is an unknown variable. You don't know what this distance is. Okay. And so then we have these other points on the left and the right of center. Those are different distances to other boats. Each of those boats is moving farther into the distance. So the most proximate boat has the most clarity on it. What the heck? Were you did you mistype the first time there, Aaron? Shout out to Aaron Moorfield. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Everybody understand what I'm trying to do with this?
Yeah.
Right? So the top line says the distant shoreline is farther geometrically, right? This is going into the distance. It's also higher perspectively, right? So it's rising up, but it's not physically rising up. We understand that. We know that. But each of these boats in the distance is changing their location in terms of the proximity to the point of convergence. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but anyway.
What I find so interesting about images like that is how the miraging, the inferior miraging, takes places at different levels. Like you look at the boat and it's lower than that red line, and you look across that red line. And the inferior miraging doesn't happen at a particular point. It's relative to how close or far the object is, and it's just interesting how the miraging takes place at different distances in different levels of that perspective. I just find that fascinating.
Yeah, and that was a great day on this shot from August, because I just had a number of boats. These guys were out there fishing. I'm going to back up a little bit. So again, that part right there, we had the channel marker, right? You can see the distance to the horizon. And then later on in the shot, when I come back, no, when I go down lower, right? I go down lower. That horizon then moves closer to the channel marker. But again, what's happening, you see this white dot in the back? That's going to disappear as well. But it's right here again, elevated according to perspective. It's farther away. It's lifted up, right? It's above this line, right? That water line that ends right there. It's above that line. But that's according to perspective. That white object, whatever it is in the distance, is...
Travis?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, don't be so certain that it's only perspective, right?
Okay, so how would you... I mean, I think I know what you're going to say, but how would you want me to clarify?
Well, there's distance, elevation, as you always say, and what about evaporation? Right?
Okay, so yeah. So I would include...
So these folks are talking about evaporation, but what do you think about condensation? Think about that too. You know,
I
when
don't
water
care about that,
actually
Aaron. Listen,
turns...
do you know that's like analyzing all of the muscles in a woman's smile and missing the fact that she's smiling at you. I don't want to traverse the Chesapeake Bay inch by inch, measuring to make sure the humidity is uniform all the way across. I don't care. My point is, right now, we're in this image right here, right now, I cannot see anything in the distance. But later on, when I show you at the very end at 7 o'clock at night, when we watch that little boat, okay, you see this little black dot right here? That little black dot?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's pretend that's the boat, right? And we can't see it. But in 7 hours, when it's dusk, we can see the boat. I don't need to explain anything about the temperature. I understand exactly what's going on. That boat was always there. Right now, the conditions are such that I can't see it. And when the conditions change, I can. The point is, it's physically there. It's not being loomed up.
No,
this is not the curve. Go ahead.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you were saying no. Okay.
No, I'm saying yep.
I've got to... oh, man. It's just... I had this one boat that I was following, and it... one of the things that frustrates me is that the boats seem to intuitively know how to stay on the same lateral tangent. They don't go farther away or closer if they're in this band. They just stay right there. They don't go. They don't get closer. They don't get far away. I had this one sailboat. I had this one sailboat that I was following, and it took forever. It took like an hour. I followed it for an hour, and it finally just went bloop, and was gone. I was just like, oh my god, finally. I gotta go back and find that.
Definitely find that. Yeah, it's definitely find the other boat too. Right?
Yeah. All right, kids. It's late. It's late. So I was gonna wrap this up an hour ago, but we were chatting and talking. So thanks so much for everybody for joining. Dissident, thanks for being here, man. Anytime we're on live and you're around, make sure you join. We've got 7 people. Who came in? Brian's back. Brian, you want to jump in?
I came in. Man, I can. We can talk about it tomorrow, man. It ain't going nowhere.
Okay,
it's, just a little help for you, you know.
Sure, thanks. Yeah, so
I got a little bit busy earlier, man. Sorry about that, man.
No problem. No problem. All right, everybody. So I think tomorrow morning, probably about 8 o'clock, I will compete with Arwen. I don't mind competing with Arwen. But probably about 8 o'clock, I will do a premiere on this video. and then after that, I'll go live with some footage review because it's been over a week. I don't think I did anything last week with any of the Channel Islands footage, so I need to catch up with that. So we'll be doing that. We'll be live tomorrow, and hope to see you guys there. Danielle, thanks for being here. Any parting words?
Nah.
I'll say
Peace out,
yeah,
brother. Peace out.
Yeah, let's all go to bed and take care tomorrow. Right?
Yeah, thanks for having me on again, and thanks again for all your effort in doing all this film that we can sit here and analyze it. You know, without your effort, Travis, we wouldn't be sitting here having a conversation over what we can see in these images. I can't thank you enough for spending the time and going out and doing this.
Well, always and ever. If I can say something more clear than I am, and you know how to do that, please make sure that you speak up and help me iron things out and even contribute. Right? I mean, hopefully somebody somewhere watches this and says, I think I can do something with this, and then take it. Take it from there.
You must be doing something right because you have a lot of trolls right now.
Yeah, right.
And also he has a couple super chats he never shouted.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I did. Yes, I did.
Travis,
you didn't shout loud enough, Travis.
I know, right?
You need to like jump up and down and wave your arms.
I was actually super chatting while you were, giving.
Yeah,
so
but I said thanks for the
$1.99,
Aaron. Blah blah blah, and then like a couple seconds later, you threw out, and then I said, "What did you do? Mistype?" And then I said, "Thanks."
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that, but it's
all
okay.
Right. Shout out to
it's
Aaron Moorfield tonight, everybody, for
hey,
the,
no big deal. No big deal.
Way to go, Aaron.
super chat, and then later he added another 97. So thanks, Aaron.
It's for you, Travis. It's all for you.
No, it's
Travis, what part of the country are you located?
I am in Havre de Grace, Maryland, which is 25 minutes north of Baltimore up to 95.
All right.
So it's a very historic town, nice, quaint. It's got its seedy parts, but it's also got its upper end, and I'm kind of like right in the middle. But I'm about 10 minutes away from the bay, and it's enjoyable. Today was like 56, so it was nice out.
13 colonies right there. Right?
Yep. So, all right, I'm not going to respond to Ed in the chat anymore. I'm not going to give him any more of my energy. Ed, you can find my email if